Oh, no, no.
Wait, you could play it online or something too. I didn't know. I thought I watching you do something where you could actually play your
I was talking
football
about
game.
the Excel sheet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that might be it. Oh,
it's an
okay.
Excel helper to help basically with stats and stuff. So
Oh, okay. Welcome, folks. We was in the middle of a chat. I'm in the middle of eating. Anthony said he is swamped with football, and he's going to take your questions tonight. The guy beside of me right here, his face has been on the side of a milk carton for a week. He hadn't been around, Keith. He's been up in Wisconsin and Illinois. And the fella down here, he and I guess you've been... Huh?
You bastards found me.
We found your ass. We found your ass. And then me and Dwayne, if you hadn't been under a rock, you've seen us on the channel a few times here lately. Invitations are out for about a few other people. So
all you gotta do is look at my hair, and you can tell I was under a rock.
Brother, all you gotta do is look at mine. You can see I'm sweating like crazy. Yeah, and tonight, if we have 9 people in here, Keith is going to be Atlas. He's going to be in the middle. We're going to throw his ass in the middle tonight. Yesterday, I will go back and tell you guys, I rated this pizza. You know I'm on a diet now. I'm trying to lose 20 pounds in 2 months. Cauliflower crust pizza, pepperoni pizza, Life Cuisine. I gave it a 9.1. I couldn't tell it was cauliflower, not at all. I was very impressed with it. The size of it's $5 though. So,
and you would have given it that grade even if you weren't on a diet.
Oh yeah. I would eat it even if I weren't on a diet. I'd eat that. Yeah, I like that.
Cauliflower crust. What does that? How does that eat?
I think it's supposed to just mean it's not as many calories. I don't know. Anthony probably can tell us.
yeah, we actually make that. We make that homemade ourselves. We make cauliflower crust and cauliflower tortillas, and really it's just you grind up cauliflower into so it's like flour basically,
almost like meal or whatever.
It's a good comparison, like grain meal. And then just basically it's just eggs and some seasoning in there. That's it. But
all right, now how much would a
helps you with
a
your
regular
carbs, right, Anthony?
What's that?
Helps you with your carbs, right?
Yeah, good carbs.
Low on carbs.
Is that just like a? Does it have any kind of doughiness like a normal crust? Does it have a rise to it? Or is it
no. I put it on 450, and this one stayed flat and crisp. It was crunchy. This was a good crunch to it. I couldn't taste nothing that out of the way. Let's say it's nothing that like it's kind of sent me to left field. No, it did not. It had a good crisp crunch to it. It said bake for 13 minutes at 450. I baked it 15 minutes for 475. I wanted to make damn sure it was good and crispy. It was. It's got dietary fibers in it. It's got vitamin D. Calcium. It's got calcium in this bad boy. Vitamin A, a little bit of potassium, a little bit of iron, dietary fibers, whatever the hell that is, and then 390 calories. I don't guess that's too bad for a little small pizza.
Is that a low-fat cheese that's on there?
You know what? I don't know.
Probably not.
You don't think it probably is?
Well, it looks like it's from the Lean Cuisine line.
It is only Life Cuisine, so let's see.
But you know what? Honestly, with that cheese, the fake cheese they make,
it's even worse for you.
It's got just as much fat in there.
Yeah, it's like plastic. It's like plastic. Apple Brian. I love cauliflower crust pizza. I am celiac.
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 Yeah, celiac.
What is it? Tell me what that means.
I think that's where you have trouble with digesting wheat.
So I have to eat it this way.
Stuff, yeah.
All right. Hey, let's invite Brian, too, if he'd like to come in, too. I did not invite Apple Brian. And I just don't know everybody that's coming
What's
in.
What's going to be available in PDF, Anthony?
Yeah, Anthony, do clue us in. Tell us about your football game.
Yeah, so, and I'll tell you why PDF, too. But basically, it's the next release, Glory Days College Football, and it's the base game comes with 30 all-time great teams that range from 1945 Army up to 2019 Clemson, and or 2019 LSU, sorry. And It's 3 modes of play. You can play a full play-by-play experience, which takes as long as any other play-by-play, like 90 minutes or more. There's a hybrid version, which the game is kind of designed as the main version to use, where you simulate half the drive, then jump into play-by-play if you get into plus territory, and that takes anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes to play a game. And then there's a full quick play version where you simulate drives in 2 halves, and you can get through that type of game in 30 minutes or less. And it'll be PDF only to start, only because I'm a kind of a victim of supply chain issues too. The place that manufactures my boxes, they are way behind, so there's no guarantee I'd get game boxes until probably September. And then my printer, and I use a family-based printer, small business, and he's had issues. I still have half my last order of Glory Days boxing cards outstanding. And he also ran out of toner. He has a lease with Xerox, and they didn't have toner for him. Xerox. So they kind of send that first to all the big franchise, the big corporate printers. And, I'm not going to change because, one, it would affect my price point, and I'm going to be loyal to someone who I think's done a good job for me. So it's just easier for me now to release it by PDF only until that stuff gets resolved, and then we'll release the print set. So
how many more 2021 teams you got to do?
I'm going to do the whole season. No, they're not all rated. I'm going to be working on that. Yeah, there'll be 130 2021 teams will be rated.
How many you got done, Anthony?
Right now, about 42.
Yeah, because I've seen you showing some of them when you've been doing the testing and all on there.
Yeah, that'll be a little ways off, and hopefully when I'm done with that, it'll coincide with when printing's ready to take place again.
Cool.
And let me tell everybody out there, if you don't know Anthony, he's got Glory Days boxing. Me, I'll speak for me. I'll let everybody else speak for themselves. His cards for Glory Days boxing, I have not ever found any distributor ever to match his cards. Dwayne, how about you?
Yeah, right there it is. Just got done playing.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
They can cut you.
The quality, thickness.
You can hurt your neighbor with those damn cards. Yep. You can do it.
Yeah,
that's nice. I get a nice 130-pound card stock from my guy, and it's the same card stock Joe uses for the payoff pitch too, and it's definitely stands up a lot better to tabletop play over long.
Yeah. Keith, you got any questions for Anthony?
Well, it'd be kind of like around the great teams. So you find that you're kind of evenly choosing those teams over the years. You think that more of them are centered in a more recent time period, or
not really? It's pretty varied, and what I did is I went on to like 5 different sites and that rated the all-time greatest college teams. So I kind of did an amalgamation of those ratings, and then also added the caveat that no team could have any more than 2 years represented, so that it wasn't like 6 years of Alabama or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So the most any team can have is 2, and it is fairly well spread out. I've got a 1950s Oklahoma squad, Bud Wilkinson, Ohio State from the 60s. So it's, there's teams from all areas.
You got the old Army team, 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s Army.
1945 Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Glenn Davis and Doc Blanchard,
You were just talking about Alabama. What Alabama teams do you have out there? Do you have the ones with Mac Jones?
I do not have the one with Mac Jones. I've got a couple of older ones. I think they're actually one Bear Bryant and one I'll tell you actually.
Okay.
What USC running back would we see in one of those great? Is it going to be the one with Marcus Allen, the team that had, was it Ricky Bell, O.J. Simpson? I mean, there were so many that came out of that school.
Oh, there are a ton, and it will be, you'll see Anthony Davis. So you want me to read all the teams real quick? If I go fast?
It's up to you. If if you got to win for it, go for it.
I can go without taking a breath. So, 1980 Georgia, 1998 Tennessee, 2010 Auburn, 1981 Clemson, 1956 Oklahoma, 1968 Ohio State, 1987 Miami, 1976 Pitt with Dorsett, 94 Penn State, 1969 Texas, wishbone years, 1959 Syracuse with Ernie Davis, 2013 Florida State, 97 Michigan, 2009 Alabama, 1999 Florida State, 2005 Texas with Vince Young, 2019 LSU, of course, Joe Burrow's championship year, 79 Alabama, 54 Ohio State, 73 Notre Dame, 2004 USC with Lindell and Bush and Leinart, 2001 Miami, 2018 Clemson, 74 Oklahoma, 72 USC, which would be Anthony Davis's year, 71 Nebraska with Johnny Rodgers, 1945 Army, 1988 Notre Dame, 1991 Washington, and 1994 Nebraska.
Yeah, somebody put up a 2001 Miami up in the thing before you said it.
Yeah, no, they're definitely there.
Yeah. Was it 94 Penn State team? Was that the Kajana Carter team?
No, they had
with Kerry Collins and was it Mark Ingram? And
yeah.
that was a little earlier than I think.
Yeah, I think that's Ingram. So they had their running backs on that team. No, you're right, Rob. That was Carter. It's Carter, Milne, Archie, Whitman, Pitts, and Fletcher. The running backs. Kerry Collins was the quarterback.
Kajana Carter wasn't running back then, was
Yeah,
he?
and
because I think he went to Washington and played. I think.
Yeah,
I think he played.
Drafted him.
I think he ended up going to Washington playing for it. With him.
But he got hurt right away.
Yeah, he didn't play long.
So yeah, and what I've done with that set too is I kind of rated it on a neutralized.
Now, how far back did you say you was going to go, Anthony?
In this set, just 1945. In terms of future seasons,
No,
here's
but
the
didn't you say
problem.
you wasn't going to go back too far because of the stats was hard to find?
Yeah, with the way I designed the game is around cfbstats.com, which is very in depth and has any stat you could need. Once you get past 2007, it's really tough. You know, like 1945.
I thought it was 2000 something.
Yeah, Army. I don't know what their place kicker did from 20 to 29 yards out. There's no way to find that. So
right.
You know, some of those teams, there's some estimations in that area.
Right. Yeah, they won't make him 20 to 29 yarders like they do now. But
No.
you still got teams that can't find a kicker to save their asses in certain schools. It's just crazy. I've never understood that. It's crazy. I got a how about let's switch the subject if you don't mind just for a second to
I just had one more question about
go for it, Keith.
The 98 Tennessee team. What was it that team had? You know, seeing that their quarterback was T. Martin that year, not Peyton Manning. What was T. Martin surrounded by that Peyton Manning didn't have that he was able to win that national championship?
Quite honestly, with them, they had a
Defense.
Yeah, they had a very solid defense. As an example, their defense is rated about as good as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And on offense, it really they didn't have. It was T. Martin and
and running backs and running. They ran majority of the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think he threw 30% of the time.
I'd have to look back to see who came out of that defense.
Yeah, they were a 65% run team.
Yeah.
I thought
they
be the strength.
I want to wish everyone a good evening here. Smash Williams out by Brian King, Mountaineer fan. Sports Time Machine Mike. Let's see who else we got here. We got Roger Ward. We got Help Danny. We got Calvin Chambers.
Oh, King Mountaineer. He brought up Trey. Was that Mancini, the guy from the Orioles?
Yeah.
I was thinking might be because he's
Travis
30 years
Wilson.
old.
Travis Wilson's here. He said he'll come on in a little bit. I still say he's not going to get traded. Now, let's just a quick one. We'll come right back to football. We'll start with Anthony. Juan Soto. Where is he at the last day of this season? Where is he going to be this year?
I think he'd look really good in between Stanton and Judge in New York, but that's not going to happen. I really don't know. I don't have a good pulse on where he'll end up going. I've got a feeling, though, it could be. I guess it depends on how teams are. I would have thought Boston would have been a contender, but they're fading right now.
Right.
So,
Dwayne, what do you think, my friend?
What's that?
About where do you think Soto ends up? Dwayne's on a
Anywhere, because he's got 3 years left. I don't think anybody's out of the picture.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a heck of a bidding war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Keith? What do you think?
I really don't know who's looking for an outfielder right now. I mean, are the Mets settled in their outfield?
No. I've been watching.
Braves might want him.
I've been watching
Braves got some
MLB
injuries
all day long today, and they're saying the Cardinals are the front runners. But if I'm in that, I'm gonna tell you this: I'm gonna get a king's ransom and then a second king's ransom. I'm not giving him away. You still got two more years. I'm not giving. What's up, Brian?
Right.
I'm not giving. You still got 2 more years. I'm not giving. What's up, Brian? Right. I'm not giving. You still got 2 more years. I'm not giving. What's up, Brian? Brian, I think Brian must not have left you. He didn't leave YouTube.
Okay, well, I'm on YouTube. Is that the
Yeah,
one?
you got to mark off your YouTube real quick. He didn't leave YouTube. Yeah, he can come back into his.
I read or heard of a rumor that the Yankees were going to try to talk to the Angels into making a huge trade to send them Ohtani for some big package.
I'd heard that too. I'd even heard that they were willing to give up the kid that's up for at the end of the year. Was it Judge?
Aaron Judge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Judge. Judge and this was this Gleyber Torres, and they wanted Ohtani for him. And I'm thinking to myself, if I'm the Angels, I'd jump on that. I don't care. Ohtani can be worth whatever you want to say he's worth. If I could get Aaron Judge out there next to Trout, and if I can get Gleyber Torres too, and that
Are you going to be able to sign him now?
Right. That's
got to sign him.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't think the Yankees are going to sign. I really don't. I think the Yankees now, and I don't understand why they don't try to get rid of Gallo. But the only problem is it's so much money. It's so much money that if I'm a Rangers, I would talk to him and say, look, Joey, would you like to come back here again? Guess what? We're going to pay you about $3 million a year. We're going to let the Yankees pay the rest of your salary. I guarantee you the Yankees would get rid of him, and I'll bet he would go down to Texas and hit 40 home runs. There's some people that cannot perform in New York, a.k.a. John Gray, was that his name? Gray, that went to the Reds.
Sonny
Gray.
If you want to go back, Ed Whitson melted down in New York.
Yes, he did.
You know,
yes. Sonny Gray. He went, and he looked like they pulled him out of the trash dump to play. And they just, okay, we picked you up off the street or something. They get rid of him, and he goes and wins 9, 10, 12 games or something. Here comes Brian back.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. We was just hearing ourselves talk a couple times, but that's all right.
We all love to do that.
Yeah. Brian, I ask you now, where do you think Soto ends up?
I think Soto is going to cause the major leagues to start putting advertisements on their uniforms. That's what he's going to end up doing to us.
Yeah. Cardinals is what by all indications, that's where everybody's saying he wants to. I mean, but I don't know what they're going to give to get him, because, I mean,
they're not going to give him Goldschmidt.
And they're not going to get rid of Arenado either. No, they're not. No, and that's the thing. You're going to get Tommy Pham or somebody like that. You're not going to get a big name player coming back to Washington. So I won't be surprised if he finishes this year in Washington. And why not? I mean,
has Castellanos started hitting yet?
No, he can't hit his way up a damn wet paper bag. we need to trade with the Yankees straight up, him and Gallo. Yeah, beat both of them with sticks on the way into the stadium.
At least Gallo can play defense.
Do what?
At least Gallo can play defense.
Castellanos, when he's out in right field and he's out there running after a ball, he runs like he's in the mud and out there trying to run from a dog or something. I ain't never seen nobody. I mean, he looks like he's plodding along. He is terrible. He comes to bat, and I can't. Oh man, he's cocky too. On top of that, I mean, people in Philly are booing him now. That's a good sign. You
got to understand what it was like when I was there visiting Rob, and the Phillies were on, and Adubel Herrera would come up.
I call him
He's going to swing at one that isn't even going to get to the plate, and the ball would bounce in front of the plate, and he'd swing at it around just about through something.
I said, what's that game that they play with the big wide bat? They play on the circle. Cricket. Yeah, I said this son of a bitch is playing cricket today. And me and Keith and Darlene were sitting on the damn couch laughing at that dumbbell. Dumbbell, and then Castellanos. He's a waste. We got 2 or 3 of them at all, but I mean, there's some, and Alec Bohm too. I have never seen minor leagues even. I have never seen nobody swinging a ball that went over their head like he did the other day. I know it was a foot above his head, and he swung at that thing like he beat the damn pinata to death.
Where does Wilson Contreras go?
That's a good question there, man. I'll tell you what, there's some teams that could use a catcher. Wow. And that's the thing. That's the one thing the Phillies don't need. I don't think the Yankees need him. You know what? The Red Sox may end up, but I'm hearing the Red Sox may be sellers. They may get rid of J.D. Martinez here at the deadline. If they do that, all I can say is he could go to any team because he can DH anywhere. He can play first and he can play left field. He could end up anywhere.
Does Minnesota need a catcher? Don't they have Sanchez or something?
Do what?
Does Minnesota need a catcher?
Minnesota could use another DH though. They could use another big bat, but they're a pretty good team right now. But they could use something. Travis Wilson, you are not forgotten, my friend. You sitting there in the middle of it. Yeah. He's big into horse racing, guys. So when we start talking about baseball and all, a lot of times he doesn't say a lot. He'll sit there and drink his water and smoke his stogie. But yeah, we had
NASCAR.
Do what?
What happened yesterday in the NASCAR race?
Oh yeah, Kyle Busch and
illegal modifications to the front
they
end
both
of the
got
car.
Disqualified. They both got
pre-race inspection.
Yeah, it was post-race inspection. So what happened was
post-race inspection. They said that the wrap covered it up. That's why they couldn't see it on pre.
So at the end, they get no money.
Yeah, they tore the wrap off and found some kind of part that shouldn't have been put on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think so. Pull the wrap off for the pre-race inspection or no?
It must have been.
They don't do it for pre-race.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Post-race, they tear the wrap off the car so they can see everything, but they don't do that pre-race.
Right. And they only select 4 or 5 different cars each race to do that too. But once they found it in the Joe Gibbs car, the 11 car, the winning car always gets torn down. They elected to go one more car, and they went to the 18 car.
Okay.
And they found it there. Now they could have went on to the 19 car and checked him out, but he ran like crap. So I reckon they felt like we feel sorry enough for him anyway. So. Yeah, but
you notice with NASCAR, I become like Travis. With
the worst part is it might not have been a thing.
And the thing of it is, I don't watch it much no more. I don't like watching it no more.
I didn't watch the race. It came up on Apple News on my phone. I saw it, so I think I got to ask Dwayne what went on with that. So,
yeah,
it's a lot of stuff going on. Like I say, Randy Pendle contacted me this morning. Said he's been not feeling the greatest. He's gonna have surgery tomorrow. Knee surgery tomorrow, and I invited him to come on with us tonight, and he just said he's got like 10 weeks of rehab looking at him, His sister just passed away, so he's going through a whole bunch right there. Michael Peterson, we pick on Mike all the time. He's a good dude though. He's in the hospital right now, and looks like he's got some kind of infection on his backbone, all the way down to the bottom of the back of his back. He's going to have to wear a brace for a while. He's got to learn how to walk again with crutches. If crutches doesn't work, he's going to have to walk with a walker. So our thoughts and prayers are out there for all these folks that are having such a hard time right now.
Yeah, we need Michael for our annual draft shows every year.
Yeah.
So
we got to have him all the time because, he what was it he says?
He breaks the game down like no other.
Oh yeah. Well, if you ask me, if this team does not run any more than it's been running, they're going to lose. He's pretty good. Axe McAfee, what's going on? AJH. Abraham Almonte from the Brewers. Red Sox have gotten him today. If Soto goes to the Dodgers, I'm totally done watching baseball. I don't think the Dodgers are going to go after him. For some reason, I don't think so. And they got deep pockets. I think the Yankees would get him before the Dodgers would. But I'm really thinking if he goes somewhere, it could be somewhere like Milwaukee, St. Louis, Minnesota. There's no risk. If you've got hell, I tell you another team could end up getting him. Baltimore. If you've got yourself a minor league team at all, if you got any minor league prospects and you can get rid of them, you got 2 more years of this guy. I mean, is he worth that?
I don't think they're close enough to do that, though.
But they got a winning record now, don't they? I think
they're Baltimore's in a playoff hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, they are, and that's the thing.
I would like the Yankees to go a little bit lower, and like Benintendi is a good target from the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like that pitcher from Cincy, Luis Castillo. He's got filthy stuff, and he'd be
Benintendi was being chased by the Yankees, but since he's not vaccinated, the Yankees have ruled him out because he can't.
Yep.
Do the Padres do anything, guys?
The Padres is another team that everybody's been saying they may make a move. The GM is on a hot seat, and if they don't make the playoffs and get past the first round, his ass is going to get fired. So why not? But the thing is, I'm sure the owner is going to be like, look, you're not giving away like our top 5 prospects to Washington to get Soto. But I'm like this. What team, if you're a winning team, wouldn't give up your top 4 prospects, top 4, to get a guy not only this year, not only next year, you got him in next year after that. And 24 is when his contract gives out. So you got him virtually 2.5 years at virtually nothing. I mean, he's not getting a whole lot of money right now. I know he wants to get traded to a team and get the long-term contract. If you trade for him, nobody says you got to do that, though. And that's what's making me think Washington may hold on to him unless they get just more than and if people bust out and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe that the Rockies gave up this much or they gave up this much or whatever," I'm like this about it. If you're going to do it, why not do it for him? Because it's not like he's a free agent at the end of the year. You got 2 more years control of him, and if next year you're tanking and you're doing bad, and you're 25 below 500 or 20 below 500, sell him next year and get your profit back. But I think he's a low risk proposition. He's early 20s, 23, 24, something like that. And I mean, to me, I would love to see the Phillies go grab him. I don't care if they put him in center field, right field, or first base, DH. I don't care. I would love to see him do it, but I don't think they've got the prospects to do it. I really don't.
Anthony, do you think that Pete Carroll was one of the great college coaches?
No.
Just curious.
You see, he picks on me, Anthony. Ever since that Super Bowl, where they done that dumbass throwing the ball at the 1 yard line. And I said then, that was the day the ownership of Seattle should have grabbed him and threw his ass right out of the stadium and said, don't come back to Seattle unless you want to get run over by a bus. And that's what I'd have told him.
And we talked about that, and you know,
I know it won't his call. I know it won't,
but again, though, and I'll give you my perspective as a football coach. It's still on him because he's got headsets on.
Exactly.
He know if I called something that ridiculous, my head coach would go, "What the are you doing?" No, and he's going to check him. He should do that. So, yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't hand it to Lynch in that situation, but yeah.
He was only the best running back in the NFL that year, and it was crazy. It was just nuts. And to this day, that might be the picture I would love to put up on the wall right here. It was right after he got the interception. They show Sherman, and his eyes are real big, and I mean he was over here dancing and stuff, and then all of a sudden he starts crying. I'd love to have that damn picture right here on my wall of Sherman crying, because that was gold there. Because I was just like, that was the dumbest call I have ever seen a coach call.
No,
and I've been watching a lot of football.
Here's what happened, and it happens with everyone who coaches. Sometimes you try to outcoach yourself. You're too smart for your own good.
Think too much. Think too much.
I've been on staffs where we've done it before, and I don't know if Carroll thinking he's going against Belichick and whatever, but yeah, you can outcoach yourself. Yeah. Sometimes when you're at that level, especially, it's basically your job not to screw it up, not to show how brilliant you are. So.
I gotta say, I'm sorry about something too, Brian. I have not even asked you how you and your family are doing. I apologize, my friend. Last time I talked to him, he had COVID. Give us an update, my friend.
I am completely over it. I'm doing well. Lori has been back to work for a couple of weeks, but she's still kind of dragging. It's been a long process for her.
Okay, and then your kids had it too?
Yes. And they're all over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good. I know Alan Shaw, man, he was coughing 2 months later. And I'm like, good Lord, everybody has such different symptoms. It's crazy. Yeah. We got Anthony on here just for a few more minutes. Anthony Crooks is coming out with Glory Days College Football. And Anthony, tell us what you're offering. And the cost of it, and how soon you're going to have it available. Go for it, my friend.
As long as Joe is, his health is obviously most important. But if he's up to it and he's going to be online, it'll be out this Friday, this coming Friday. And again, PDF only. It's going to be $8, and that's going to be all the charts and the Excel helper, and then 30 all-time great teams. And then
okay.
Printed when my supply chain issues resolve. That price point is still to be determined, but probably a couple months away.
And I apologize. We got a jabroni.
How much are you thinking seasons are going to run, Anthony, with PDF?
The PDF, the full seasons, because I'm doing 130 teams, will be $10. So that'll actually be more than base.
That's still reasonable, man.
Yeah. And printed, it's going to be up there a little bit, unfortunately. But,
I bet, sure.
My goodness, I mean,
how many sheets will that be? Three on a sheet?
Is it one card per team, or is it 3 cards? Or
so you get 3 of these will be on one PDF sheet, and on the print template, it's 5 teams per sheet. So it's 65 sheets that have to be printed. For 130.
So if you do a PDF, and is it a lot of color on it? Mostly black and white.
No, they're all color. Everything's color.
Okay, all right. So yeah, if you order it somewhere, it'll cost a little bit. There's 65 sheets of 110. 110 is the best you can get at Staples. You can't get 130 there. Welcome, John Wise. How you doing, my friend?
Hey guys, doing really well.
And he's in a new
electricity finally came back on.
He's in his brand new residence, and we've been getting storms here all afternoon and evening. So
us too.
Yeah.
You got hanging behind you there. It looks like home plate. Is it a little baseball team
It's
logo on it?
look like he's got hands like I don't know, hands like this. Hands
That's the
like
Red Sox clock up there.
It's a Red Sox clock.
that. And he's at
My
home.
wife's way back there. It's a home plate. It's a baseball collection.
Oh, okay.
5 of them are all of the AL East baseballs, but then the rest are like minor league and games that I've been to.
Oh, okay.
The Palm Spring Power, Martha's Vineyard Sharks, Oklahoma City Thunder, the Tom Sox, the Charlottesville here.
He got to go to those games free. That's pretty cool.
Free parking. Yeah, it was at one of the Charlottesville High School. And most of the games are free, I think, with the league. Some of them might charge.
Hey, Rob, do you mind if I balance out John's background?
Oop, go ahead.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm just going to hold this the whole time.
Oh man! Put it back up. Put it back up. Put it back up, and let's see his head shake a little bit more. That's Joey Gallo, folks. That's Joey Gallo. Joey
So
Gallo.
when there's a good take, he'll be like this. A bad take.
Yeah. He don't need to bat in his hands because it don't matter if he's got it or not. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3.
Yeah.
He is not very good this year. We are really
Maybe I won't open this game after all.
Oh my goodness! What a comeback on that! Oh my
Good
goodness!
day, John.
And he's saying, send the check, send it fast, send it real quick before I kick your mirror.
Yeah, it's defected. I want to send it back.
And in fact, folks, if you didn't see what John had just now, it's Glory Days Boxing. Sit back up at John, just for a second. Glory Days Boxing, Anthony's. Now, I may be speaking out of turn. Original game, or have you? Is that the original game you ever had for sale, or did you have something on that you sold prior to being online with us? Like, I'm talking to Anthony now.
Oh, no, that
was your baby. That was your first game. Yeah, Glory Days Boxing. How many boxers now have you got available? It's over 1,000, isn't it?
1,100 right now.
1,100, yeah, 1,100. And do you offer the box set and then the 1,100 all together at a price?
No, because they don't all fit in the box. So
Now I know they don't.
Found that
the
out.
bundle. The
I know
bundle
they
is
don't because I
800.
still look here. I still get your address right. I keep your address handy because I got the light heavyweights in here.
There's only
'cause
one
I
extra
can't
box,
fit 'em.
though.
I'm gonna have to get an extra box. Well,
The bundle is 800 fighters for in the base game for 100.
If you look over my right shoulder, you'll see that there's another box of that game that's close by.
of Glory Days Boxing.
Yeah.
Now
I thought that was just a chip on your shoulder.
Oh, another sling.
Now, Keith, how have you played yours yet?
John's doing a different version of boxing here. He's just doing it with verbal and the
Verbal jabs, yeah,
wow.
verbal jabs. Have you played yours yet, Keith?
I've tinkered with it a little bit. My cats always want to get involved, and they end up beating both of the fighters before I get too far into it.
And
Oh, it's cat fighting.
John had the cat fighting. Oh my goodness, John, you haven't even opened yours yet.
I've opened it. I just haven't.
Played it. You just
I
haven't
haven't played it yet.
I got
Yeah,
you.
we just moved a week ago.
Yeah. And then me and Dwayne, if you watch our channels, folks, you just don't know what weight class we're gonna be fighting one week to the next. But we fight them a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just
Dwayne,
did 4 fights today.
4 fights. That's awesome. That is
4
excellent.
fights today,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what's good, Rob?
I'm my
is it's
first
really
yawner,
good-
Anthony.
Who was that?
That was Tommy Sharkey against Oliver McCall. He beat the crap out of him, kinda, but he kept fighting outside, and I think he's up to 39 on the outside. I don't know how many times he missed. He just wouldn't fight inside. The dice kept saying outside. And during my commentating, I'm like, I don't know what he's thinking. I think he would have killed him if he would have went inside. But yeah, he was in control a lot, but it was always outside.
Yeah. Now, what was you going to say, Anthony? What was you going to ask me?
I was going to say, I noticed Sean D has joined us in the chat.
Oh,
Hey,
And yeah, he's still a big a pain in the ass as I remember him to be.
yep. Horace, what you up to, Horace? I have to call him Horace because that's what. Yeah. Well, let's invite him. Let's
What's
invite
his wrestling
him.
move? Remember, Ron?
Yeah.
He's going to have a wrestling
slap.
move called the bit
his
slap.
wrestling move. Yeah, the bit slap. That's Sean D's wrestling move. Yeah.
Rob, we need to see how many of these guys would go to a baseball game with us. You know, I was talking about John.
Oh my God!
I mean,
How many could afford to? Oh dear Lord! now before we gotta preface this. We went to a minor league game, single A of the
Lynchburg,
Cleveland,
Cleveland Guardians.
Guardians. All right, Lynchburg Hill Kids, and they were playing a team, and we get there, and we know that the tickets are like $8 or $11 or something like that, and it was hot out, and I mean it was really hot, probably 95, 100 degrees. Keith looks at it and says, "Box seats or box area, $25."
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, can we get a box of our own? They said, well, if you may have to share it, but so it was air conditioned area, and then we had seats outside we could sit in too. So he pays $25, I pay $25. We go inside. Okay, now cute little girl comes walking in. She says, "I'm going to be your waitress all evening." All right, that sounds good. And here's a menu of everything we've got tonight. Wonderful. So Keith right off the bat says, "I think I want a hot dog and a drink and some fries." So he gets that, and he sees it's like $11. So he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna be nice to the young lady. I'm gonna give her $15." He gave her $15. All right. A little while later, I decided, well, I want a chili dog. So I got a chili dog, fries, and drink. And I think mine cost $11. So I said, "Okay, here's $15. Thank you very much." He saw my chili dog, and he's like, "Okay, I got to have one of those." So he ordered one of them and a fries and drink, about $11 more, about $15.
No, I didn't get a drink that time.
No. But anyway, he got some stuff. About the seventh inning, she comes walking in, and she told him, "I'm outside," and then he hits me with the news a minute or two later. But so what happened?
She had a big order to get to, and she was asking if we wanted any last thing, and then after Rob went outside, she goes, "Well, you want to settle up then?" And I thought, okay, so he's going to give me my receipt, for the night, and that'll be it, and walk away.
No. She'd been accepting all that money we gave her as tips.
Hot dogs.
She'd been taking all. So we almost got to go wash dishes at the end of the damn night because we like, oh shit.
I think we spent $120 or something. $123. I think I calculated it at.
You know what? When you started telling that story, I thought it was going to be like those two guys walk into a bar jokes, but it turned out to be actually better than that.
Oh yeah, we was past funny. We were so damn stupid. Michael Peterson, come on in, bud. Live from my bed in the hospital. Come on, we invited you. But yeah, and then so that's the thing. He heard it. I didn't hear it say it. "Hey Rob, come here for a second." We ain't paying for our food yet. I said, "Shit, yeah, we paid for our food."
Oh, I said,
"Rob,
everything that
we ain't paid for our food yet." I said, "Huh? Everything we've paid her to this point is tips." And my damn chin dropped. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm just like, no damn wonder she kept coming in our damn place every inning. She's like, "These stupid son of a bitches, you dumb bastards." Yeah. I can put my kid through kindergarten this year, and if you come back next week, I can put him through first grade the next year. I'm like, oh my Lord, you dummies. But Darlene was right, though. In actuality, she should have actually told us from the start.
That game was just speeding right along because
it was Man, it started. It
And
started.
they
At
have the
6:30.
clock there. It was like what, 18 seconds?
It was 23 or 25 seconds between pitches, and it never got that low.
If it wasn't for that little brouhaha out there.
Right. There was a little bit of a brouhaha going on, and they cleared the benches there for a second. 6:35 start. We were out of there well before 9 o'clock. Well before 9. We were coming home. We might have been home by 9. It's a 20-minute drive. But yeah. So
Well,
I
I
mean,
think you said the Phillies game started at the exact same time, and when the game
we got home, they were still playing.
The Phillies were in the second or third.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Phillies started at 7:05 or something. They were in the third or fourth inning by the time we got home. It was nuts, man. They may have played an hour and a half or something, 8:15 or something when it was over.
So
it
we
was
went
still
through like $1 a minute while we were there.
Yeah, we were. This is a good crew tonight, says Michael Peterson. Yeah. Oh my nuts, says Minecraft Beans. Oh my Lord. Yeah, Michael, come on in. Come on in. And yep, I have promised everybody if we have 9 people in here tonight, Keith will be the middle. He will be Alice tonight. So if we have 9 people, I'm putting you in the middle tonight. You're gonna be Alice. You gotta look around like that, like kind of like you do on the TV. Yeah, anybody that's a young kid, they probably don't even know what I'm talking about. But the Brady Bunch, it was 3 kids, girls, 3 boys, mom and dad, and then in the middle was a housekeeper or whatever, and Alice, yeah, a housekeeper. And the time they talking about them, they sitting in the block like we are, and then they look up like they actually can see somebody or something like that. Like Keith looking at me now. Yeah.
You know, I don't know
That's
what was
pretty
worse,
funny.
what
But,
we did there at the ballpark, or what Darlene did at was it Chick-fil-A with her order there, the large mac and cheese, and it was like what?
Oh.
$9.50?
$7.50, $8 for damn a little macaroni and cheese. Oh, how much was your mac and cheese, dog, that night? At Chick-fil-A,
No, that was outrageous.
Keith said like $9.50. Yeah, she said it was like it was outrageous. It was, and I was like, no, I don't eat mac and cheese, no way. But I know I don't want it for $9.50.
Right.
But yeah, she didn't want it. She didn't want her chicken
Rob
sandwich.
opening
all she
Sun
wanted was that mac and cheese, and that's all she ordered.
Rob,
yeah.
You mentioned about the
I bought a
price of-
sun drop. I bought a. Yeah, the price of the college football game.
No, going to a Major League Baseball game. We're going to go to the Rockies game August 11th, and those seats were $34, and it's 14 rows up, field level, about 20 yards down from first base. That's not too bad.
That's really good.
Mhm.
That's good.
Who do they play?
They're playing the Cardinals.
No, the last time we went to the Phillies, we set 17 behind the Phillies must be doing well now. 17 rows behind the dugout. That's what it cost us, $128 a piece, and they were just $500, and they weren't near packed, but some odd reason my dumb ass paid $128. But I seen the Pirates tickets. If I was we'd go this weekend, Pirates tickets wouldn't cost that bad. Now, how much are tickets when you go to San Diego, Anthony? Like if you get primo seats?
Where I sit, they're 65, but I sit in kind of like the loge that's right off a home plate, and they have a wait staff that comes to you and all that stuff. So it's you know, they're really great, but it's still not too bad.
No.
The only thing I got against baseball is you show up and you don't know who's going to play. You can pay all that money, they could bench everybody for rest that day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, especially the day games.
Yeah. At least football, you know, they're playing the best 11 guys.
Guy had
never been to an NFL game though.
Wow.
I'm heading out in the
Never been.
In California. We went
Romania and Bulgaria.
3 hours
Not
to
watching
Phoenix for the Cardinals. and
Who was
those
he
games.
playing?
I mean, those were pretty good prices. But
Really?
a friend of ours wanted to go to the Super Bowl when the Patriots played in Phoenix, and it was several $1,000s.
Oh yeah.
Patriots
Oh,
lost.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to pay that much money for and then my team loses.
Yeah.
yeah.
No
I'll
The
just-
doubt.
guy's a
Yeah.
Ravens
Brian
season
for TV.
ticket holder. He won a
My wife and I
lottery to
used
get
to,
Super Bowl tickets, and they was thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
My wife and I used to have season tickets to the Chiefs games. We gave them up years ago, but we're kind of talking about going back to some more Chiefs games.
Yeah, I know my brother-in-law. He and his friend have 2 seats each, I think, and his are $3,800 each a year.
Where's
They're
that?
40, Philadelphia. That's the one that we actually going to his birthday party this weekend. We're going up to Philly, so we're heading out.
Yeah, I got a good friend that I worked with that has season tickets to the Eagles games. See those back.
Oh, really? Yeah, and I still have the PR man contacts me and still ask me if I want tickets to this game or this game to see Washington, because he knew I was a big Redskins fan. That's been ever since when Dale passed away. You remember, because we had a channel get together and all, and I was going to put a lot of money or see who wanted to go in with me to get that Bill Berge jersey.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles PR man called me and said, "Look, we will take care of that. We will take it down to Mr. Berge's house. We'll get it signed, and then we'll ship it to have it put in his casket." So, dude, I'm telling you, I don't like the Eagles. Never have liked the Eagles, but you do not hear me talk bad about their PR staff, because they are top notch. I mean, I still got pictures of the jersey where Bill Berge signed it, and I would have loved to have had like a picture of him just signing it, even. But that would have been great. Looky here, from a hospital bed. Look at this, Mike.
Hi guys.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, my friend?
Oh, Michael.
I'm doing okay.
We barely can hear you. We only see your right eye.
Because I got stuff on, that's why.
Okay. That's understandable, my friend. We just wanted to see that you're doing okay. Give us a thumbs up. Good deal.
I'm just. Oh, the echo. There's that echo again. I hate the echo.
I hope he has nice nurses, man. How'd you like to be laying there and get?
Well, dude, I tell you what. When you went, he said he went through 51 straight days of 100 degrees outside of Austin, Texas. Man, we haven't had but 100-degree day, and that was 2 days ago here. But I'm sure Anthony's been having 100-degree days too, hadn't you, Anthony?
Shit. We actually today were below 100 for the first time in about almost 5 weeks.
Yeah, that's what
That's
Mike's
crazy.
been through too. And then
What was your
now,
hottest day?
do
What
what?
was your hottest day, Anthony?
Yeah, what's your hottest out in the desert?
Yeah.
What's your hottest day out there, Anthony?
We'll get up to like 116, 117 sometimes. Yeah.
Man,
We-
how about you,
we-
Mike? What's been y'all's hottest days?
113.
113. Whew. No thanks. No
Get
thanks.
that.
And Keith, how about Louisiana? What's been y'all's hottest day?
I
Maybe.
think it might have just cracked over 100 once this year.
Okay.
102 or something.
Okay, Brian.
Really?
Brian, you're in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's been very warm here, but today it broke. I'm sitting here at 71 degrees outside.
Now 71, is it raining or is it 71 and it's
It rained some today, but it's not raining now.
oh, okay, we need some more. Then Travis up in New York. What's been your hottest? He's in Long Island, folks.
102 yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then Dwayne.
Right,
Dwayne's,
right now it's
Dwayne's up here in Western Maryland. How about you, my friend? Have you hit 100?
Yeah, I don't think it's cracked 100. It's been like 98, I think, size we've had.
And then John, I'd ask John, but me and John are just a ride away from each other. We're just
Been
hour and a
humid.
half. We've hit 100. How about you, John?
I think so.
It's been right at it. It's been right at it.
Right
And
now,
then-
We've had high humidity several
Yeah,
days.
humidity here in Virginia is terrible. That's the worst thing. It really is.
And it's
Hey, Travis, what part of Long Island?
Lindenhurst, Long Island, Suffolk County.
Okay, my wife's from Coram.
Oh, cool. All right, that's about 25 minutes away, half hour.
I grew up in Queens.
Michael says 102 there.
So Anthony, want to ask you, you're the team that you based like, okay, this team is the butt kickers, and any team that beats them, I think, is really done something. Your number one team, as far as you rated them, college. How about that? That's putting the pressure.
In a 2021 set or the all-time
Any
great?
of all-time great set.
You know what? I kind of did a rough rating formula based on the different ratings I gave them. And surprisingly, and obviously it's a game, but the best team in the set possibly would either be 2018 Clemson or, hold on, there was 3 of them that were up there. 1971 Nebraska, or where's the other one? 1976 Pitt, believe it or not.
Really?
And
I thought maybe 01 Miami might have been way up there.
They're up there close. Probably the poorest teams in the set is going to be 1945 Army or 1999 Florida State.
Okay.
And that's again based on aggregate ratings I've given them, and then also on some play testing results too.
Did you say you
The
put the Joe
defense is
Burrow
what puts
team
them
in
over
there
the top,
too?
Anthony.
LSU.
Most of them's got good offenses.
What's that, Dwayne?
Go for it, Dwayne.
I said, is the defense what's putting those 3 over the top?
Yeah, that's for those 3. It'll be like the Nebraska team. It's definitely the defense. They're just actually pretty well balanced. So the defense and the running game, and for Pittsburgh running game, and they have a good defense also. And then the third team, Clemson. It's in Clemson, that 2018 Clemson team did have a great and very athletic defense. And then, of course, they've got a pretty solid offense, too. So,
Yeah. Did you say you had the LSU Burrow team?
Yeah.
How are they ranked real high, or not near as high as some of those teams?
The way they came out, they had a very good offense in terms of drives, and really a solid defense. What's going to hurt them is their run offense.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Their pass offense is about as good as you can get.
How about Bosworth? You don't have Bosworth's team in there, do you? Like 80, whatever, Oklahoma. They were good, though. I liked watching them.
That other Nebraska team, was that the Lawrence Phillips team?
Nebraska?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 94. That was Brooks Behringer and Lawrence Phillips. Yeah.
Another guy who had so much talent and just couldn't
get it together.
do everything else right.
Yeah.
So Mike,
he ended up obviously in prison. Then he killed his cellmate, and then he killed himself. Yeah.
Mike, what's your
Sir.
prognosis there? When are you going to be out of that hospital, being back home?
Here's what's going on. With it
He's
now.
bouncing, folks. He's bouncing in the bed.
I have an infection in my L4 and L5 area on my back,
Right.
on the bone. Right now, they did a test today to make sure that there was no other infections in the place, and it turned out there were none. So
That's good.
So what's going to happen next is still I'm on rest, and they're giving me antibiotics, and physical therapy. But they're going to find out in a couple of days. They may they may move me upstairs to a rehab area where I'm going to have more PT and stuff done.
All right. Stay in touch with me and keep emailing me.
Oh,
And let
yeah.
me know how you
You
do
got
it.
you got my notes this morning.
I got
Thank you for everybody for looking out for me.
Yep.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, and people have been asking about you. Hey, you know, your buddy Harris has been asking about you too.
Oh God, yes, I miss him.
Yeah, we got to have Harris back. We got to get him back.
Hey,
pull him in here. I hope.
You just
nice
you need to have
Michael.
an Auburn shirt on though when he sees you.
Yeah.
Michael,
Sir.
I actually just got a text from Harris, and if you guys are in the draft show, this will make sense to you. But Harris texted me that he saw the Bengals training camp today, and that whenever Joe Burrow wears half-length socks, that means Michael's going to be home from the hospital inside of 4 days. So we'll hold you there.
Ah, Lord.
Where are the
But hey, seriously, get ready, but get well quick, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Do get well. We just barely can hear you, my friend. It's not like we're not trying to hear you, but we just barely can hear you. Now we can see your foot. You got a nice foot.
I hope that's his foot.
Oh shit! Who said that? Was that John said that?
Not my foot.
Oh, it wants your foot. Oh, okay, Mike. Brag about it, damn it. All right. Sitting in the damn hospital bed naked. Yeah, I reckon you will brag about it. Oh, that was my foot, Rob. Oh shit. Okay.
He's just glad to see you.
Yeah, he's just happy to see all 8 of us.
Rob, you're going to be hearing from YouTube.
Yeah. And if one more comes in here, Michael Peterson, you're going to be Alice. We're putting your ass in them.
No. But yeah, that I saw the Bengals. They have these new helmets coming out. They're gonna, instead of being orange and black.
Oh, the white ones.
Black and white.
Yeah, the black and white Bengal
I
tiger.
love
Yeah.
it. I think those helmets are gorgeous.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I think
That's
they're
cool.
really nice.
There are several other NFL teams that are going to have alternate helmets. I know the Bears are going to have an orange one.
Oh, they're all starting with that.
Yeah.
More money for the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you think the NFL teams will start wearing advertisements and stuff on their uniforms, like baseball's talking about doing?
Why not? Why not? We got Goodell out there. That
I wonder how the Commanders did sales-wise last year.
I don't know. He don't have to worry about me buying none of their crap because I'm not going to buy any of their junk. Yeah, yeah. And the more
NBA
jump
already
to
has
the
sponsors.
three
on it.
more jump to the Live Tour, along with it looks like Charles Barkley. I'm telling you, the PGA Tour, they're on life support. They plus AT&T. They usually have the Pebble Beach Classic. They're jumping ship to Live, and it's rumored for $600 million.
Guys,
Adidas.
Because I got to get some sleep. I only got like an hour and a half.
I know, Keith. I got you, bro. Yeah, he
I
got
gotta
up
get
this
out of
morning.
here too, buddy.
He got up this morning.
Take care.
3 a.m. All right, Anthony.
So,
Anybody's got to go.
Chris,
Go ahead and go, boys. Anybody's got to go. I know Keith got up this morning. He had to catch an airplane at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. 5 Central Time. And he's been up since way before that. They had to drive like an hour. Yeah, wow. So, yes, sir. You take it easy, my friend. Keith, now our squares are bigger. Squares are bigger. If let's just ask everybody. Let's just start around. We'll start with Dwayne, work our way all the way around. If you're going to play a board game, Dwayne, and it's like, okay, for the next month, you ain't got but this one to play. It's sports related. Is it football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, racing, whatever? Dwayne, go for it.
That's an easy one for me. It's red, white, and blue.
Red, white, blue racing. Okay, gotcha. Travis, if you were had one of your sports games going on right now, would it be like thoroughbred racing? Is that what you'd like to have out?
Yeah.
Definitely.
That'd be it.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you folks that are new to, I mean, just starting to catch on to the channel, Travis has part ownership seven thoroughbreds, six horses. Okay,
I gotta
and he
get that
knows-
saddle game out, APBA for you.
Yeah,
Put
Yeah,
it
do
on
you
the
happen to
channel so
have,
you can see it.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be cool to do. Yeah.
Travis, do you happen
Yeah,
to have the,
like I
the
say,
old
I
Afro
got
sports
it.
game?
What do you say, Brian?
Travis, do you happen to have the old APVA horse race game?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I
That's
tried
the one
emailing
supposed-
it. He hasn't got back to me on that. So
yeah,
I don't know what.
that's.
Yeah.
If you get it, it's gonna be high priced. What'd he do? He forgot his watch.
No, you were talking and I jumped out on you. I didn't mean to jump out on you.
Oh
Right.
man, look, dude, you ain't slept. You ain't slept. You ain't slept in 15
I didn't know
hours.
you had asked a question or what it was, but you were
All I was doing was telling them folks that you got up at like 3 o'clock your time or before this morning. You didn't sleep a lot because you texted me a couple times during the night. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm taking off late tomorrow. I mean, early in the morning. I'm gonna get to work." So he flew in 2 planes, and still got to work before lunchtime.
all right. Well, I'll jump out so y'all can get a good eyeful of Michael here for the rest of the
All right, Keith, rest, my friend. So, Brian, what your go-to game for the next month? If it was just the only one you could take with you, or you're on vacation and you just got one, no matter the size of it, go for it.
Well, right now I've started doing the Status Pro Baseball, which I've never done before. I just put out 2 videos on Status Pro Baseball, the old Avalon Hill game.
Yeah.
You could get free seasons at tabletop-sports.com. And I ordered a new board game called Cowboys 2, which I'm looking to jump into. I've had Cowboys the Way of the West, but Cowboys 2 takes it a few steps further.
Oh, okay. And John.
Well, I'm going to go with what Dwayne said. And actually, here is my my racing setup. Let's see. How do I turn it?
Oh, well, we got it. Yeah,
You guys see that?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I even have the Hot Wheel card set up in the order that the cards are.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, with
No.
Anthony left, but there's my Red Sox in the Boston sports wall.
Oh, okay. And Mike, do you ever play any of the games, or you just watch us do it?
No. The game I try to play, if I had to play a game for a month without being bothered, is either Status Pro Baseball, which I like, or computer-wise, I'm trying to learn Action PC baseball.
Okay.
Very
All right.
complex, very complicated.
Yeah.
Status Pro I like. I enjoy that. I enjoy playing it when I can.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm still with the Orioles 2021 Orioles of last year.
Oh, okay. For me, it's either payoff pitch or either. Well, I've been playing a lot of bowling too lately. Bowling rival.
I saw that.
And then obviously Glory Days boxing. That's a go-to for me. I just love doing that. So it's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. D. Scott Howard, I'll take Dwayne for the block. Paul Lind used to be the.
I'm in the Charlie Weaver seat.
That's quite the rogues gallery, says D. Scott Howard. Oh, me. SDG replays. I'm heading out of the country for 3 weeks. Romania, Bulgaria. Wow, man. Yeah, you better be careful, my friend, and do not take your marijuana with you. You may end up going to visit. You may end up in a sale next to Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy. I get a kick out of all these people. I can't believe they letting her stay in this terrible place. You can tell she's been eating. Man, I bet you her roughest day is probably getting up every morning, knocking on the gates and saying, "Hey, I want to take a shower now," and they probably say, "No, wait 20 minutes and then you can do it," or something. Yeah, I can just imagine how hard she's got it over there. But all I say is she broke the law. She's paying the time. So that's the way I feel about it. That's just mine. That's just my view, folks. We got 5 other views in here. Dwayne, how you feel about it?
Yeah, I agree. Like I say, she's never said she didn't do it. Now, if she'd have came back to that hotel room and said that stuff wasn't hers, then I believe we should be getting involved. But she screwed up. We didn't.
Yeah, she actually even what do you call it? Pled guilty to it.
Yes.
Travis, what do you think about it? Should we be trying to go grab her out of there, or what do you think? What do you think that should happen?
No fucking way. Leave her over there. Let her rot. She made her own mistake. Not my problem, not your problem, not the taxpayer's problem. You know?
Brian, how you feel about it?
I'm guessing that any prisoner in Russia always pleads guilty.
Oh yeah, right. It may be. You may be right.
You know, I don't know what to think about her, and whether they're treating her well or treating her bad. Any day you don't have your freedom is not a good day.
It is. You're right. You're exactly right. And then, John, how you feel about it?
Do you think they would ever agree to send her back here, but have her be incarcerated here for a while?
No, they would want to trade her for one of their prisoners.
Right.
Yeah, they want to trade prisoners. Is what they want. They want us to trade and get her, and then we end up trading somebody else. I'm sure we lose in that trade. I know. Okay, I'm sorry. That was mean. I should not have said that. I should not have said that. Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's true. We haven't traded because we would lose in that trade.
Right. Well, the thing of it is, I get so upset when I hear this. This is my number one thing. If she was LeBron James, they wouldn't have done this to her. LeBron James, as much as I don't like him at all. But have you ever heard of him getting in any trouble? In his 15 years in the NBA, he's kept his nose clean. Well, she wouldn't have to go to Russia if they would pay her good over here. Look, they do not expect. They should not be expected to be making what NBA players make until you can draw a crowd, an NBA crowd. That's the way I look at it. If you don't draw the money, which really, in all seriousness, they should have shut down the WNBA 10 years ago because it's been a losing thing all the way through. And NBA has subsidized them for this many years, and they just kept them above water. And it's like, okay, we'll give you a few more million just to keep it going. But yeah, it's done got crazy now where all these women are like, well, we deserve to be making 10 and 20 million. And then you look at a WNBA game and you got 3,500 people there. Nah, something's wrong with that. So, you know.
Yeah.
And John turned the lights out. You turned the lights out, John.
My lights are out and no one's home.
Party's over, John.
Yeah, he said lights out. Oh my goodness. D. Scott Howard, the question for you is, where will Juan Soto end up after the trade deadline? Yeah, he was gonna take Dwayne for the block. Yeah, yeah, that's a good question for everybody out in the chat. Where does Juan Soto end up after the deadline? It should be pretty interesting. Travis, when is some more horse racing going on, and what's the next like big type thing coming up in the next week, 2 month, or whatever?
This weekend's the Jim Dandy in Saratoga.
Jim Dandy. Okay.
Grade 1.
How many races is that?
It's one race.
Oh, it's one race, but it's on the Saratoga card Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. They have their annual August meet in Saratoga.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Juan Soto is traded to the Bad News Bears. Who's the Bad News Bears give up? Kelly Leak and what's a little shortstop that like to fight?
No, I like. How about the catcher?
Tanner.
The catcher.
They give up small.
Tanner. Yeah, Tanner.
Give up Smalls.
Yeah, Tanner.
Yeah. Tanner's
Tatum,
the one.
O'Neal.
Yeah. And then the fat boy was a catcher. What was his name?
Was that
Engelberg.
That's right.
Yeah.
Engelberg. Yeah, he's the one that always had the candy bars in his hand. and then who was the guy? Who was the little dorky guy that had the girlfriends? Ooh, I like him, and he was the one. I'm a scorekeeper. And he reminded me of a little. He reminded me of one of the little dorky Muppets. One of those little dudes that's got the little hat sticking straight up like that and walk around, just.
You got to throw in Jack Lemon's beer cooler too.
Right.
Yeah, and then the little black kid in right field. I'm gonna hit it way out there, sucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Number
What was his
44,
name?
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. He liked Hank Aaron. That's what
Hank
he
Aaron,
did.
yep.
He was a Henry Aaron fan. Yeah. What was his name? Oh man. But he's like,
Make me look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
knock it way out
I
there,
have to look it up,
sucker.
too.
He was funny. But Tanner, he was the one that would fight.
You take on the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
You suckers or something, Oh man, he was a little brat, but he was fun to watch. And then one of them got hurt, and he was laid up in bed, and they ended up going, and then they ended up getting a trip to Houston, and they're asking each one of the kids at the table, asking how much money do you need. And Engelberg looked at his mom. How about $20? And Dad rolls his eyes, maybe a little more. And then the two little Mexicans, $4 for both of us. Yeah,
That's Bad News Bears in breaking training.
Yeah, I don't forget that. Which one was that? It was the one where they went to the Astrodome.
They played like 3 innings.
Yeah, and then the thing is, they didn't get to finish.
Right, Tanner ran out on the field.
Yeah, he's running away from. I mean, they said, "Let them play, let them play."
Yeah.
And Bill Devane, I think, was the coach of that team at that time. William Devane. I think that was his name. Yeah, he was the coach that time, and
it was Tanner's. No, who was the Leach? It was his dad.
Kelly Lee, or Leak or whatever. Yeah. What was his name in real life? Jackie Earl or something? Haley. Jackie Earl Haley, I think was his name. I think he's follically challenged now. I don't think he has any hair now. Is that his name? Jackie Earl Haley? That sounds right.
And then the Bad News Bears went to Japan.
Oh yeah, that's when they got their tails kicked. But even on the way from California to Texas, they stopped somewhere in Mexico. I mean, they stopped in Arizona, and they pulled them on the side of the road. And they decided to play this team, and most of them were a bunch of kids from Mexico. And they had like a hubcap sitting for third base, and had a stump on second base, and the ball, the kid from the Bad News Bears would hit this ball and hit second base and roll right to them and throw them out. I mean, they were just the ball was bouncing just right for them, and like they knew the field and all. I'm like, it was crazy. I enjoyed watching it. Yeah, I liked that. Yeah. Michael, I think we got you back on.
That question they asked about
Jackie Earl Haley. Jackie Earl Haley. I think that's his name. Yeah, that's him. That's the kid that played. I mean, that's the guy that played Kelly Lee. That's him. That's him. Yeah. Let's see if he even got him when he was a kid. Yeah. Yeah.
Ogilvy.
Oh yeah, Ogilvy. Yeah, he was a nerd.
He was a
the one.
stat keeper.
Oh, he was a stat keeper. And he was the one that said about, oh, he is a hottie. It's two young girls, teenagers or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord have mercy. He walks away. He said, ooh, I like him.
He was the pitcher for the Yankees.
Oh,
I can't remember his name. His dad was the
Billy.
Was
That was his name because he hit the ball right to him and then he held the ball. And then they all were trying to fight him for
this
it.
old man was batshit crazy.
Yeah. And then he throws the glove down, throws the ball down, and then he goes away and grabs Mom. It's hot as hell. She looks nice, brother. And he's like, Mom, I'm ready to go home. And I've been like, oh, yeah, hell, I've been ready to go home with Mom out with that Mom, too. And then the dad looks back.
Didn't the old man go out and tell him to hit Tatum O'Neal? He had to hit Tatum with the pitch.
And said somebody, I want you to hit the next one. The next one comes to bat. I want you to hit him. Yeah. And he wouldn't do it. Yeah. But yeah, when he throws the glove down, he's crying. They got the ball on down, and like I say, he takes off, and his mom jumps out of the stands and grabs him by the hand and looks at Dad like, when you get home, I'm gonna kill your ass.
Which movie you prefer, Sandlot or Bad News Bears?
I never saw Sandlot. Is that the one that
Sandlot's awesome?
Never seen Sandlot. Oh man,
is that the one with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I like.
That's the reason I wouldn't watch it. I don't like Adam Sandler.
No, that's the kids that's playing in the Yeah, it's mainly kids.
Oh, it's not Adam Sandler.
Yeah, Adam Sandler ain't in it.
Oh, the Sandlot. Yeah. I ain't never seen it. So which one's better? Asking the whole crowd.
Me personally, I'd rather see Sandlot.
Yeah, I like Sandlot too.
Travis?
Sandlot.
John?
Definitely Sandlot. The Naturals are really good. I mean, there's a ton of baseball movies out there.
Naturals good. Naturals are good too.
Yeah, you're killing me, Smalls, right?
Yeah. I like the Bad News.
How can you have some more or something that you ain't never had nothing of?
Yeah, Billy Bob Thornton was pure garbage. I saw a little bit of that. I couldn't even watch all of that movie. He was terrible. But it ain't much he's ever played in. I was real.
Like Anthony put his New York Yankees hat up. I'm not a Yankee fan, but I love the Lou Gehrig story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in that Lou Gehrig story, you can see all the American League stadiums. That's what I like about that movie.
Yeah, that's a real good one.
Yeah. So, Michael Peterson, which one do you like better, Sandlot or the Bad News Bears? And now he is muted himself. He muted himself. I'm surprised he's been able to stay on this.
1 for Sandlot and 2 for Bad News Bears.
Yeah, I've never seen Sandlot.
I never saw Sandlot either.
Never seen Sandlot either.
I prefer A League of Their Own.
Oh, okay. You like your
like
women?
that.
Yeah, that's good.
They're crying in baseball there, Michael.
That was Madonna, wasn't it?
Huh?
Madonna?
Yeah, Madonna, Rosie.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
Who knows who in League of Their Own? Tom Hanks was playing actually the role of Jimmy Fox.
Yes,
oh, really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then who was the girl that was catching the redhead? What was her name?
Gina Davis.
Yeah, Gina Davis. Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of. Yeah, it was a lot of
They
big.
they just showed that at the outdoor movie at Crown Center here by where I live. They at 9:30 on Friday nights they show a free movie out on the lawn by Crown Center.
Oh, really?
Those are always fun.
Wow, it's free too, huh?
Yeah.
Now, do you sit in the car? Do you go out there?
No, you sit out on the lawn. They have an outdoor screen. And they'll have a band play music for a couple hours before. It's a good night.
Oh, okay. How many people can sit out there? A couple thousand or more than that?
No, there's usually about a few hundred.
Few hundred. Okay, I got you. So the best stadium you've ever been to? I don't care if it's minor league, major league, where Dwayne go for it.
That's easy for me.
Where did you say, Brian?
I like Pittsburgh.
PNC.
Yeah.
For me, it's Camden Yards.
Camden Yards, says Michael Peterson.
Gorgeous stadium.
Dwayne Marks.
Even if they
Okay.
cut the stuff
Travis.
in the back. Even
City
if they
Field.
cut the field back.
City Field. Okay. John.
I should say Fenway, but I like the Diamondback Stadium. It's called
Arizona.
Chase Field now. It was Bank One Ballpark when we went,
Oh, okay. You liked it, huh?
and we sat
Bob,
in
wasn't
the
that what it was called too?
Bob,
Bob.
yeah.
Yep.
And we
Yeah.
sat
Bob.
on the second tier, but the first rows. You saw the
Oh,
whole
okay.
field perfectly.
I love Philly's ballpark.
Yeah, that's a nice one too.
Yeah, it's real nice. I've been to Cleveland. That didn't impress me so much. I went to the old East 33rd Street one, Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. I did not like that stadium at all. Let's see, where else have I been?
I've been to the dump in
Astrodome. I've been there. I went to the Astrodome and watched Houston, and that was painful.
Which one, Michael?
the dump in Tampa.
Tampa, the dump. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
That's a dump.
Mo Pace says Wrigley Field is my favorite. That is one field. If I'd never visited, if I could visit 20 fields, that's not one of mine.
I remember you saying
Not
that
me,
before.
me neither.
It's not
Un-American. You guys are
no
un-American.
way. You take it. You
Got to sit
once
out
you
there
take-
with Ferris
take-
Bueller.
You take it. You take it.
Yeah,
Take it.
Bueller.
Crap off the walls. I'll go watch it.
did
But until you do that, I don't.
We went to
You don't like
Toronto.
Ivy.
It was a lot of fun in Toronto, and the people were very friendly up there.
Toronto.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. That's a dome stadium too, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Retractable.
Rogers, yeah.
Now, which way was it when you went up there? Open or closed?
It was closed.
Closed. Okay, so it must have been cold or either wet one. Yeah.
Oh, he did show up.
West Side Chicago. Rob says numbers. I can't help it, bro. I don't want to go to Wrigley Field. I would much rather go see the White Sox stadium.
The thing about Wrigley Field, you're up and down all the time because the vendors are entertaining there, but there's a lot of beer drinking, so people are going back and forth to the bathroom, so you're going to be up and down all day.
Yeah. In Dodger Stadium, it's only 60 years old, and they still have that as one of the top 5 stadiums out there. I'd love to go to that ballpark. It
I've seen a
looks
lot of games out of Dodger Stadium. I used to live out there.
And how'd you like? Was it? Was it really nice?
It's nice. It's not easy to get in and out of. The parking, it's like up on a hill, and the parking's kind of down below.
Oh, okay.
And I could tell you horror stories about getting in and out of that parking lot.
Oh,
One day there was a guy who just randomly went up to another guy who was sitting alone in his car and threw turpentine or something in his face. Nobody could get out. So that guy took his shirt off and wrapped his shirt around his hand, walked up to the windows where the guy that threw the antifreeze or whatever it was on him, and with his fist he knocked out every one of his windows. It was kind of entertaining.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
And they couldn't get away from him.
man.
Where they had him beat the hell out of that Giant fan that time too.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that ain't been that many years ago. Yeah,
Nah.
that's crazy stuff. Though. It's just when it gets to that point, folks. It's not fans. It's not even fanatics. It's done got to. It's almost rabid type stuff where people just don't act like humans, and that's sad.
Yeah.
It really is. It's sad because it's out there for your enjoyment to be able to have fun. If you want to boo somebody, boo the hell out of them. You've paid your money, boo them. That's fine. It's not like a little league game. If you want to go out there and do that, you can, but don't. Man,
I don't know
don't
if
go
you've been
throwing
to
stuff.
Royal. I don't know if you've been to Royal Stadium or not, but that's easy to get in and out of, and the sight lines are really good there.
Kaufman Stadium.
Yeah, Kauffman Stadium. All the seats are pointing towards second base, so it's easy to watch the game there.
Oh, okay. And it looks like a beautiful stadium too. And then have they still got the waterfalls?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. There's some other stadiums. I mean, San Diego. If you can stand to look at their uniforms from 9 innings, those ugly ass brown uniforms.
Don't jump in the waterfalls because there's electricity in there.
What in Kansas City?
Yep.
Oh my goodness!
No, yeah, they told the players the first time they won a playoffs, make sure the electricity is shut off before you go jumping in the fountain. And they did.
Oh my God! So I wonder if anybody's ever died doing that stuff.
I don't think so. There is somebody who fell out of the upper deck and died.
Well, I know somebody did in Texas. What? Not too many years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, fell out of the upper deck or something. I'm like,
the guy trying to catch the ball for his son, right? That was the guy trying to reach over and catch the ball for his son. He fell over.
Yeah, flipped over and landed face first on one of those, the backs of one of those seats.
Yeah.
And he said they said you could see teeth everywhere. I'm just like, oh my God, I can only imagine. How much will Patrick Mahomes miss Tyreek Hill this year? I think a lot. I
don't think so.
I do.
Think he's still got Travis. He's still got MVS. He's still got Hardeman.
Yeah,
they got some possibilities. I think they may miss Orlando Brown. He hasn't signed yet.
I don't think many people
think he's going to sign. I do. I don't
think many people are picking them to finish first.
He might miss a game or so.
Now, Brian, do you think they'll finish first in their division this year?
That division is going to be one of the toughest divisions.
Yeah, I like Denver. I like Denver this year. I really do.
Got defense, and now they got Russell Wilson, and
they can run their footballs. And he can throw the football.
San Diego improved, and
now when he gets to the 1 yard line, he don't need to be throwing it. But he ain't got the same coach he had back then. He ain't got the same.
I think the AFC West is going to be one of the strongest divisions.
I agree. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Did you hear what some anonymous defensive coordinator said about the great quarterback in Baltimore? Something I've been saying since the day they drafted him. Counting on him to throw the ball to win a game, you're never going to win.
Yeah.
It was an anonymous defense coordinator.
He kind of panics in the clutch. I see it when they played us in the playoffs. You can just see it on his face.
Well, my thing, Brian, is the more time you give him, the worse he is. He cannot read a defense. He cannot read a defense.
And then
let him sit back there and he's going to throw the ball some stupid where.
That's what the problem is. That's what's so stupid, though, Dwayne. When he was in Louisville, he threw the football. Yeah. He threw the football 75% of the time and ran. He didn't run that much at all. Now he runs backwards, and then as quick as he runs backwards, he's going the other way trying to run.
Well, here's a trivia question for you. What Ravens quarterback won a Super Bowl his third year, and his name ain't Lamar? I'll tell you that.
Right. I know. Number 8.
Sure.
Was his number 7? Number 7.
5.
Oh, 5. That's right. Joe won.
Joe Cool. They had to get rid of him for this guy that's going to revolutionary football, and he's done it all right. I said the day they drafted him, he'll win 10 games every year, get you to the playoffs, and you ain't going no further. Yeah. That's my prediction.
Yeah, Joe.
He's a great regular season
Joe
player.
Played in Delaware, didn't he? Joe played in Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a blue.
Started at Pitt, transferred to Delaware.
Delaware, yeah. He went down there and played 3 years, yeah. Because I was living in Philly. I was living in Philly back then, I think, yeah. And he was a great quarterback. Question, Rob. Go for it, numbers. What's your question? I can't promise you answers, man. I ain't ate much today. I ain't got nothing.
I know Mo Pace asked, what NFL stadium would you most want to visit? I did see the Cardinals in their stadium, but I definitely want to go to Gillette Stadium.
Oh, okay. If I could go
that's my mecca.
If I could go to any one stadium, which one would I want to go to? I'd either want to go to Tampa, or I would want to go to Arizona. I like it. I like where the Cardinals play, where they had that Super Bowl that time. They roll the whole field out there. That is bad. That is awesome when you can do stuff.
They do that to water it, don't they, John?
What's that?
They do that because of the dome, so they can water it and all. If they got to have the dome closed, isn't that why the stadium rolls out?
Roll us. Yeah. Right. Have you been to Mecca?
Mecca.
What is that? MEECA.
Mecca or Mecca?
Mecca. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't tell you yes or no because I don't know what that is. Question. My best day of my life will be with Tom Brady in Saudi Arabia. No, I've never been to Saudi Arabia. No, not been there. But I do like live golf. I do like watching the live golfers. I do enjoy it. Yeah, I'm seeing that they're losing a lot of their sponsors. So I'm talking about PGA. So I'm liking it.
Anybody going to go to an NFL training camp this summer?
Yeah. No. You going to one?
Oh yeah, I always go to the Chiefs.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it free?
Around
here they charge you now.
Yeah, I think they charge now too, maybe $10.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It used to be free. Did you ever go to Carlisle when they was up there, Rob?
No.
I was up there when they was in Carlisle. That was free then.
Yeah.
We used to go up there for a car show, and they'd be up there every year during the car show.
That's about a little over an hour away from where you live.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's exit 52 up there, and then you're right there, almost on the Pennsylvania line. You're not that far away from Pennsylvania or West Virginia. So
right, correct.
He's close to both up there, western part of Maryland. What part of Maryland? And then I'm down here in the southern part of Virginia. I'm only about a little over 30 minutes out of North Carolina. So, do you see it?
They used to go to McDowell, but now they got their own training camp.
Yeah.
You asked if Mahomes will miss Tyreek Hill. They still have 3 receivers who have 4.3 speed. And Mahomes and all of his receivers have spent a lot of the summer in Tyler, Texas, working out together. So
that makes a difference when they spend time together.
They'll be ready.
Too. Yeah. Do you see Antonio Brown signing with the team this year? Yes. When you got that much talent, you can be the biggest jerk in the world. Somebody will sign you. Somebody will sign you. I guarantee you. It might be the dumbest team out there.
Yeah, if he couldn't play for Tampa, my goodness.
Yeah, if you couldn't play for Brady in that bunch, I don't know where he could go. And then I think he's burned his bridge at Pittsburgh, so I don't think he's going back there.
Tomlin already said he did.
Yeah, he wouldn't take him back, would he? Yeah.
No.
The Cardinals. That might be an interesting place. They are a mix of a little bit of everything out there. They've got some real trash dump type people out there that's been in trouble and stuff in the past, and then we want to talk about the Browns. What are they? I mean, good Lord. They're a train wreck, no tracks nearby. They really are a serious. They are a train wreck, and then they're raising Cain. Oh, we may get 8 games. He may get 12 games. He may get 16 games. Nobody promised you nothing when you went and got him, and promised him. What was his guarantee? 160 million or something? 200 million or something? He got some inordinate amount of money guaranteed him.
You don't think they talked to the NFL and got some kind of wink? I think they might have.
I don't think so now because I don't think he's going to start the season.
Well, see, I think they might have, and then all this comes out worse than what they thought, and they're like, "Sorry, we lied."
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're like, "Wink, wink, 6 games, 6 or 8 games max," and then it's like, "I'm sorry about this. We can't do that. We're going to get railroaded."
Oh yeah. Can you imagine Goodell going to a bar in Cleveland? Yeah. Oh my Lord, he would get beat to death. They'd throw beer on top of him. They'd throw the cans at his ass. I mean, they would. He would get bombarded. Nobody likes him up there. But it ain't. I can't think of many cities that do like him. Because I mean, is there a bigger puppet around that just reads?
32 people like him. He's made a lot of money for him.
Right. The 32
owners.
owners. That's it. That's it.
Yep. They made a lot of money under him. That's why they don't mind him one bit.
Yep, and he is making. This is a wonderful thing. He's making more money than the highest paid player in the NFL. He's making over $100 million a year, being the commissioner of the NFL. Tell me he doesn't have a job. I don't care what anybody says. Well, look at the pressure he's under. Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure. when you think about it, he's making $1 million every 4 days. $1 million every 4 days. That's the way to look at it. Can you imagine? It's freaking nuts.
Would you take Roger Goodell over Manfred, the baseball commissioner? I would.
If I was the
You
owner,
like?
I would.
You like Goodell over Manfred right now?
Yeah.
No, I like Manfred, but Goodell, to me, he's the biggest waste of anything. The best one to me right now is the hockey guy. And the only reason I say that is that he'll lay the hammer down and tell them this is the way things are going to be. The one thing I don't like about baseball is that when you go to Toronto, if you don't have your shots, you're not going. Just like Trout, I mean,
it's an advantage for Toronto for sure.
Yeah, for Toronto, big time. St. Louis is already going to be without Goldschmidt and Arenado when they go up there. They lose. They got 8 players that can't go when they go to Toronto, and Goldschmidt and Arenado are 2 of them. Now, you tell me how much fun that is if you're a Toronto fan. You're going to go watch St. Louis play, and then all of a sudden you hear that they're playing with a AAA team coming up there.
Well, the Royals were down that road too. They had 10 players that couldn't play in Toronto, so they brought up minor leaguers. Actually, they competed in all but one game.
It's really not right. It's really not right.
Yeah,
it's really not right. Yeah, I don't like it at all.
But it's the same way. If you're going from Canada to the United States, you have to have your shots too. Same thing.
Do you?
Yep.
See, that's the reason they have to have their shots in order to be able to play them, because they play all their games in the U.S. So it's a big difference, I guess. But when and then all the hockey players, they have to. They don't give them a choice because
they're not paid like baseball. In baseball, they won't get their shots.
Yeah. But I can't say nothing. I didn't get mine either. I didn't get one either.
First time I had COVID in February, that was about a month or 2 after we got our booster shot. And we kicked it out. The second day I had it, I woke up, my clothes were soaked. I was sweating it out. I was feeling really bad that night. But the next day, I was back to normal again.
Wow.
And that booster really kicked it out. Now, the second time I got COVID, I was way farther away from my booster, and it was hard. Definitely.
Yeah. And like I say, Darlene had the first shot. She didn't get the second one. And I got COVID on the 13th of December. She got it on the 16th. She was pretty well over it by about the 29th or 30th. I had it 3rd of January. I was just getting over it. So I had it for 21 solid days.
Wow.
Yeah. And I lost 25
I had it, and I
pounds.
wouldn't even have known it if we wouldn't have got tested. I didn't get vaccinated. I had a runny nose. If we wouldn't have got tested at work, I would have never even known I had it.
That's wild, isn't it? It really is.
I think it's going to be with us from now on, but the variants seem to be not as deadly as
Here in the U.S. are not as bad, but
yeah.
Alan Shaw says the variants over there are worse. So all I can say, folks,
we've got a good friend who was a chaplain in a hospital in the San Francisco area. And would you like to guess how many people have died in that hospital since COVID started?
Wow.
Started?
9,000.
Good Lord. Wow. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the thing is, you talk to 20 people. Probably if I had 20 different people in here right now, you probably have 20 people doing different things. Well, if you go to church, you wearing a mask. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no, no. If you have company come to your house, are you going to wear a mask? Yes, no, yes, no. Look, I don't think there's any positive thing. Yes, this is going to work, and this is the way to keep from getting COVID. Huh?
I don't think there's any positive way either. I think it's just 3 years now. I don't know what the hell's going on, really.
Right.
You know?
I think the only way you're going to avoid getting COVID is if you stay in your house and lock yourself away. You might not get COVID in. You
my dad got it. He locked himself away. I know he got it. So He stays home all day. He
My-
got
my-
He
it.
stays home, and he ended up getting COVID.
That's
My
how you
youngest
get it. You know,
my
you don't
youngest
know.
daughter is an RN. She's a nurse,
Uh-huh.
and she's been working with COVID for 2 years, and she hasn't got it. But the court, they changed her clothes. It's like going to work is for her is like trying on clothes. When you're shopping, you got to change your clothes all the time, and she wears an N95 mask. But she hadn't got it in the 2 years. She's had several people die, of COVID in her hospital. But,
Yeah. My cousin's wife passed away from it. Yeah, she passed away from it. She smoked a lot too. So I mean, and I understand COVID. I know it kills and all that stuff. But what pisses me off is John Johnson, 99 years old, from Danville, Virginia, died of COVID. The damn man probably died of old age, 99 years old. And I mean, come on, give me a damn break. Yeah, he smoked too much. He smoked himself to death. 99 years.
That's what irritates me with the whole shutting down and small businesses going under.
Yeah.
Now, this part's true. I got a 90-some-year-old neighbor. And again, it sounds cruel, and I don't mean to be, but we're going to try to save his life so he doesn't die of COVID. So 2 days later, like you say, he can die of something else. Meanwhile, this part isn't true. His neighbor has a freaking store that he can't open. He just loses his house, health insurance, and all that. Now his kids and all are sick because he can't go to the doctors. But the 90-some-year-old man did not die of COVID. He died 2 days later or something else. You know what I'm saying? You got to balance stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be some kind of balance to it. You can't shut everything down.
I feel something's gonna happen by us because we got the monkeypox is going like crazy. I feel they're gonna do something in the city of Long Island because it's going like haywire, man. They got like getting it now and stuff. It's crazy. I feel something's gonna come with a shutdown or something around here soon. It's just nuts.
Yeah, and just a matter of time, Travis will be having to sit in his house all day long watching the horse races.
Thanks.
It could happen, I guess. I don't know.
The guy say so for 21 days, and you got to isolate yourself for 5 weeks. They said 4 to 5 weeks at monkeypox. That's fucking nuts. That's a month out of work. Who could afford that?
Right.
Who could really afford that?
Right. And that's the thing. Insurances are getting to the point now. They're like, okay, well, we're not going to pay for this. We're not paying for this. We're not paying for this. We're not paying. Because we got so many new things coming up. Yeah, look here.
Hey, just got done with the trivia game.
Saw Tim on the side of a milk carton. He finally showed up. Hold on for a second, guys. Let me get me a little. I gotta get me something to drink. Hang in with us there. Tim, tell us what's new or what's old or what's, I don't know, something new, something blue.
No problem. I got something very new. So,
be right back.
So RJL likes to talk about his ninth inning magic. Oh, I definitely had a bit of that for the Indians Phillies game that I rolled just before this. The Indians were down 5-1 or 6-1 going to the bottom of the ninth, and the team of I can't even remember. Hernandez, Geary, and Alfonseca could not hold the lead, and the Indians tied the game at 6. And then Ryan Madsen lost the lead in the bottom of the 10th, and the Phillies lost 7-6.
Oh, well, it worked out just like it always worked out with Madsen. And Madsen. Yeah.
Now, is that going to be televised on the channel, or is that offline?
That was offline. In fact, I'll actually have to make cards because Brian Sanchez with an S instead of a Z, Michael Zagurski, and Yoel Hernandez do not have cards for Strat. So I'm stuck with Jose Mesa, who is a midseason pickup, Ryan Madsen, Jeff Geary, and the guy that when my friend said that whenever he came to the mound, because he had 6 fingers on his one hand, he goes, "Hello, my name is Antonio Alfonseca. You killed my father. Prepare to die." Because of this, if he saw the 6-fingered man,
Princess Bride,
he killed his father.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, numbers. Give me your email address, and then you can join. Yeah, I gotta have your email address. If I don't have that, you can't join in. I have to send you an email. You leave YouTube, you go to your email, and there's actually something. I gotta have your email. Once I get your email address, I got you. I will send it to you. I have to send you an email from me. You sending me something ain't gonna work.
So the other fun thing today, Rob, was that I got into work at 11:15. About 2 hours later, we find out that 3 out of the 4 cooling area or that supply the AC to the building didn't work, and my ass was home by about 20 after 12.
Wow. I'll tell you what.
Thankfully, they got it all fixed, and I have to go back in tomorrow.
And you didn't get paid for all that half a day either. No.
It is health and safety leave. So I do get paid for the rest of the day.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
If not, I do have 6 hours annual leave I could use.
Now, John, are you right there close to a campground or some kind of camp area or something where you're?
Yeah, there's Camp Friendship. Is right there, and I found out the name who I'm supposed to contact, and I'll get the information this week.
All right. And how many cabins do you think they probably have down there? 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 or? Oh,
they've got different area. I mean, they probably have over 150 cabins. I mean, there's a ton.
Oh, wow! And they got was it a big lake?
They got like a big conference room.
They have. They used to have a conference room and right off the golf course, but that has shut down. But we would probably use their kitchen.
Do they still have a golf course?
Yeah, but it's all like overgrown. It hasn't been used in many years. It didn't work. It was a tough golf course.
Really?
Very hilly.
How about a fish pond? Somewhere to go fishing while you're there.
There's a pond, swimming pool.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what's going to be available, like for us, but it's a summer camp for kids, and so they've got a lot of different programs, arts and crafts. There is a like a basketball court that's covered. So I'll find out like what we're allowed to use, and all the prices and all that kind of stuff.
All right.
And then what like our total, like how many
people and how many we would need or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
If we need like 2 groups
minimum
of
and maximum
cabins. And I'm trying to think of how many, like maybe three or 4 per like
cabin.
Building.
Yeah. And then try to find an area where we wouldn't have to walk a half mile to go from one to the other to the other to the other and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Have you rode around the whole area yet since you've been down there, or really hadn't had a chance to yet?
Yeah, we have in the past. We've been vacationing here for the last 15 to 20 years.
Oh, okay. So now your vacation site is actually where you live.
Correct. Right.
Yeah. Now let me tell you guys something. It looks like from where we at, John Wise has his son coming in his window. I can promise you that is not the sun coming in out of his window. This is my window right there. It is dark. It is dark out
just
there.
the lights on.
Yeah, the way he had the lights on, it looked like sun. It looked cool. But I would say Brian may
my
still
light
have.
is on in the corner.
He still got some light. I doubt Tim does. I would say Tim is probably almost dark by now.
Oh, I'm pitch black.
It's pitch black. It's pitch black here too.
I think this room is a teenager's room.
The other way.
And
it's like I can turn my camera around.
This is something I have to whisper. The days are getting shorter, folks. My wife hates hearing that because she's
Trust me, I discussed that today at work. I'm like, you realize this is the last week of July, and trust me, you'll really start to notice it by mid-August.
Yeah. And how about this one, folks? August 9th, a week from next Monday, kids go back to school here. August 9th. August 9th. And the reasoning for that is this. for you kids that don't decide to go to college and you graduate this year, you've got a week, 2 or 3 head start in different areas to go look for jobs ahead of these other kids that are graduating, which makes sense. But I don't ever recall going back that early. August 9th.
Earliest we ever went back was the last week of August. If Labor Day was on like the 6th.
Yeah. And now they get out. This past year, they got out to Friday before Memorial. Next year, they're planning on getting out to Tuesday before Memorial.
Where's that at, Glenn?
I go back this Thursday, and the kids start August 4th. That's down in Augusta, Georgia's where he's at.
Sure,
Yeah.
gotta
Is
be
that
hotter than
elementary
hell.
or college?
Glenn's school, I think, regular school.
Okay, like the public elementary.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't see a calendar.
Numbers.
Yeah,
if you want to come in, you have to give me your email. That's the only way you can get in here. Right. And that's what it. Yep. And I'm with you, Mo. Yep. If you want to come in, that's fine. But if you don't want to come in, don't be spamming, because we can ban you from YouTube. I don't want to do that.
Please,
but I can. Huh?
Please don't.
Right. That's why we say it. Don't spam in here, please. Yeah, public school, says Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah. I've invited Glenn to come on a couple times. We ought to have him. I want to have him in before long too. Definitely want to have him come in here. I tell you what.
Hey, Philip.
Hey, Rob, did you give an update on what was it, Michael Peterson that was in the hospital?
Guess what? He came on here for a while tonight.
Oh, no shit.
No way. And from a hospital bed. I am not lying. We could barely hear him. And so I'm sure if it had been Harris here, it would have been like, yeah, please turn it down a little lower so we can hear you at all. That would have been Harris. That would have been Harris on this shit. But him and Harris go at it like this anyway. We love it. And but yeah, I got in touch with him today. He said, I'll try to get on. He came on here. He's got an infection in his lower back in his 4th and 5th vertebrae. He's walking with a walker, and he's gonna have a brace on his back. He's having a rough time. Randy Pendle just went through a surgery, and he just had a pacemaker put in.
Okay.
In February, and tomorrow he's got knee surgery going on, and his sister's passed away in the last couple of months. So,
man,
Randy's going through a lot. He's up in Michigan, up in that area, and I invited him to come up here. I invited him to come on tonight as well. And then I had no idea that Mike would, but I was just like, I'll email him anyway. If he's got a computer, yeah. I mean, what else are you doing? He was sitting there watching. Sounded like he was watching Wheel of Fortune or something, but that was all right. I didn't give a damn.
Monday Night Raw he was watching.
Huh?
Monday Night Raw wrestling, WWE he was watching.
Oh, he was watching the wrestling. Okay, yeah. Well, he's going to watch his wrestling anyway. That's right.
Well, especially since this is show 1. I guess we call this the PM era, post McMahon or post
now
PKM.
Triple H is taking over now. Huh?
Well, he's EVP and head of creative. That was my one thing. I was like, okay, so he's retiring as the, chairman of the board.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he's going to hang on to creative, and thank God he's not now. In order for this purge to be complete, Kevin Dunn needs to get his ass out of there.
Yeah. Ready for him to go too, huh?
Oh, I've been ready for him to go for 10 years. They got John Laryngitis out of there. I'm sorry, Laurinaitis. John Laryngitis.
Yeah. Has anybody seen this? Has anybody seen this video of it? It's Ric Flair's lastmatch.com.
Yeah, I watched one today.
And did you see it? What his news conference? Well, they show like it's like a 15, 20-minute video. And you knew something was up as soon as he looked at Jay Lethal, who's been training with him for the past year. And he looks at Jay and he says, I want to be on the card. And he says, you're just a mid-card guy. And look, Jay Lethal's been a world champion, dude. Jay Lethal's been a world champion. Come on, don't give us that garbage from the ROH. And in fact, he wrestled for a title over the weekend. So anyway, Flair makes him mad. So he goes to the news conference out in Nashville, and then he makes Jeff Jarrett mad. He says, I got 2 tickets right here, front row for you and your pops. And he's talking to Jarrett. Said something about, because I know you're too tight to buy a ticket. And that's like, uh-oh. So anyway, when he's leaving out of the thing, it's him and David Crockett walking side by side, him and Flair. And then what's his name's sitting right there next to the car waiting on him.
Car.
Huh?
Jay Lethal's sitting up on the car waiting for him to come out.
Jay Lethal's laying down right next to the car. He comes up there and beats the shit out of him. And then what's his name's trying to break it up. He really is truly trying to break it up. Jeff Jarrett is. And then Ric Flair looks at him and says, get your hands off me, you son of a bitch. And then he lights into him and starts beating the hell out of him too. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame him.
He takes the stiletto and whacks him over the fucking head.
He did what?
He took the stiletto shoe and whacked him over the head and busted him open.
Yeah. He had blood all over his face by the time it was over with. And then I see this stupid idiot, Ric Flair's son-in-law, Fatback's
Andrade El Idolo, yeah.
Huh?
Andrade El Idolo.
No, not him.
Conrad Thompson.
Yeah, Conrad Thompson. Yeah, that idiot.
Also his son-in-law?
Yeah, he married his other daughter.
No, jeez, okay.
Yeah.
So he got
he's a waste of time. Because he's got his own podcast with Jeff Jarrett. And he says, Jeff, why did you do that to my father-in-law? Jeff said, look, he looked at me and called me names and all that kind of stuff. He said, I won't sit down and take a bunch more. And then I decided to start beating the hell out of him. Well, I can tell you right now, Dwayne, if you get in a fight with somebody, if somebody's beating the shit out of you, and I'm breaking it up, then I come around there and check on Dwayne, and Dwayne looks at me and says, Rob, it spits at me or says, get the hell out of my face because you ain't doing me a damn bit of good or something. I'm going to quit doing it. But then Flair just kept on and on with him. Won't he, Travis? Yeah, it was weird the way it was. It was just like, okay, this is not even, it ain't even good fake, I mean, it's just.
Yeah, it was a bad promo setup. It was really bad.
Yeah, it was. You could have dealt with the deal with what's his name doing it, but then when they put Double J in there,
else,
if they would have just left Lethal, if they had just left it with Lethal, it would have been okay. But yeah, it was just too drawn out the way they did it. And then now he interviews Flair and all this, so. Now, those two guys are going to take on, like I say, Andrade and Flair this weekend. It's supposed to be his last match.
Still debating if we're going to get it.
You debating whether to get it or not? I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be out of town, but if I was, I've seen some of the other matches that's on the card. Look like some pretty good matches. So.
Sure. Like $26, I think, or something like that. It's not too bad.
Well, I think you can, if you want to. The best way to get it, if you want to go to Fight TV, and just pay $44.99, you get it for a whole year. And you can watch it on your TV or whatever. If you get Fight TV on it, then that'll get you all of the NWA and all. I think even all of the Ring of Honor ones too. Ring of Honor's got some good stuff going on now because. Khan's been doing pretty good. I like watching that. Now, Brian, you hadn't said much. So, do you watch wrestling at all?
When I was in high school, I watched it every week in person. But the modern day kind of looks cartoonish to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I've not been able to follow it.
Now, who's I guess your favorite wrestler, if you're from Kansas City, maybe is Harley Race?
Absolutely, yeah.
Harley Race, yeah.
Harley Race. We had guys like Danny Lilliver, the Stomper, Cowboy Bob Ellis. Those are guys I followed.
Yeah. Bulldog Bob Brown.
Bob Geiger.
Yeah, I remember Bulldog Bob Brown. John, how about you? You watch wrestling?
Not at all.
Don't watch it at all. Okay. Did you ever watch it?
No, not really.
No.
You know, you see the commercials and things like that, and
yeah. So
Yeah,
how about you? How about you, Dwayne? Did you ever watch it?
Back in the, like I say, the early '90s and all, a bunch of them at Radio Shack watched it. Just like right now, if I didn't watch it, then there was plenty of time I couldn't talk to nobody. So that's why I'm out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you were my age and you walked into high school on Tuesdays and you didn't watch it, no, you were in deep shit.
How about you, Travis? Do you watch it at all?
Yeah, on and off. But in the late '90s in high school, you had to watch it because everybody was watching it. I still check what's going on, but I can't watch Vince's stuff anymore. Maybe now I'll start watching, but
I like the AEW. I like the AEW stuff better. I like watching that.
Travis, how many people did you know either got in trouble for saying "Give me a hell yeah" or did the DX chop?
I did. I got 5-day suspension for wearing a DX shirt. The original DX shirt. Yeah.
Don't worry, I bought the DX shirt at Spencer's.
That's where I got it from. Yeah, 5 days.
I promise you.
I wore it, but not at school, of course.
How about this? When I get back from vacation, I'll find my old rock shirt. It says "Know your role and shut your mouth." I've still got that one, and he had hair. Ross went rock before he even shaved his head. Well, so I'll wear that
appearance when he had the freaking curly kind of frizzly hair.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't think you
Rob,
see this
don't
anymore.
Don't wear that shirt on your anniversary.
I don't think you see this anymore today, but I once, when I was in high school, watched Dory Funk Jr. wrestle the Somper for a full hour for the world title.
Oh,
you don't
really?
see people go at it for a full hour anymore.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah,
well,
that's a long time to take up now.
It is. I went to a show. I want to say maybe it was in Richmond or either in Roanoke, and I watched Ric Flair take on Wahoo McDaniel. I think it was for a solid hour.
Okay.
And we decided to put it on a stopwatch, and the bell rung, and it said 59:53. So it was 7 seconds off is all we had it, and it was being taped. So they had the little stand up there where they could do their stuff and do their interviews and all. Ric Flair, before the match, went up there and started talking his stuff, and it was a guy in the crowd and kept screaming at him, "You're a piece of trash," or "You're a joke," or whatever. And then he looked Ric Flair. I'll never forget it, man, because we sat there and we drinking a beer and just taking it easy and laughing and all. And Ric Flair looked at me and said, "Pal, you need to sit down and shut up before I take your wife home and make a woman out of her." And I just busted my gut. I spit beer everywhere because I mean, Ric Flair was the talkingest dude you ever want to see. He could just throw him out there just like that. And
about a mile from where I live, they had WDAF TV studios would do All-Star Wrestling on Saturdays. And those were free tickets, and I would go to that. And I'd get to stand. I mean, the rows were only like 2 or 3 deep in this little studio where you're watching wrestling. And so, I saw Pat O'Connor, former old-time world champion, Gene Kiniski, watched him wrestle there. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of good wrestlers that came through Missouri back in the day.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of good ones. And then I guess
one guy that you probably hadn't heard of, that his name was a Viking, and he was hilarious. We sat by him at a baseball game one time. He was like two rows behind us, and he heckled everybody on the field. He just had everybody cracking up. But he was an old-time wrestler, the Viking.
I don't think I remember him.
I'm going to go, guys.
All right.
Alrighty, John. Take care.
Have a good one, John. We appreciate you joining us tonight.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye, John.
Does anybody ever remember Don Kernodle? Don Kernodle, he was in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling with Sergeant Slaughter. and he was, and then he eventually turned dirty, and he wore USA, and then Ivan Koloff wore USSR, around the heads and all. Don Kernodle, I just knew of him and all. We went to a wrestling match. It hadn't been that many years ago, right before he passed away. And we went to a WWE show. I guess it's been probably 15, maybe 18, 20 years ago. It's been a few years before I met my wife. And he sat there behind me. I said, "Hey, Don." He looked at me and said, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "I actually went down to North Carolina and watched you wrestle a few weeks ago." And he was like, "Oh, okay." So we sat down shooting the breeze there. It was pretty cool. It really was. But
we had two old ladies that used to go sit in the front row every week. This is like early 70s, Murdy and Gertie. And they would pull out hat pins and stick wrestlers that they were mad at. They'd stick them with hat pins.
Oh my
hit them
God.
With the first. They were in their 80s. They were there for years. They were fun to watch. One time I saw the crowd. The Iron Sheik was at there, and the crowd got so mad at him. This was in January. They chased him down the street out of Memorial Hall down 7th Street in Kansas.
We went to the old Lynchburg Armory, and it was the Russians, two Russians against Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood, and they were over going to wrestle 2-on-2, and a bunch of us got together and said, "Look, why don't we go buy some pinto beans and drive to bag, and then we'll flip them up into the ring, yeah, and then if they slam them on them, they gonna hurt, and we had beans in that doing like that by the time it was over. I mean, it was 30 or more, and they'd come around. And Ricky Steamboat would try to grab a child. Say, "Oh no, you ain't getting it." And the people from the thing would be like, "You see, they had one open seat, and that was the reason. And we had like 5 of us or 6 of us, and there was one open seat right beside of us. And we was wondering who's supposed to be sitting there. We found out, he was coming over to grab that one child, and he was like, "Oh no, you ain't having that child." And I pulled it because he was reaching over the rail. And we was like, "No, you ain't getting that." Next thing you know, the Russians are coming over beating him up. And we were like, "Yeah." And then you couldn't beat seeing Jimmy Valiant wrestle. Yeah. Jimmy Valiant, the boy from New York City. Has anybody ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
His father was a wrestler too, and I think he had a brother or two that wrestled.
Yeah. Johnny. Yeah, they were actual brothers, but they were ones that played brothers with him.
Oh, okay.
In the WWE, mm-hmm. But he went to the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling. He might have been the worst wrestler ever. And he'd go in there and wrestle for 2 minutes or 3 minutes. All he did was run around shaking everybody's hand. And then he'd go in there, go to the eyes 2 or 3 times, throw him against the ropes, elbow him on the mat. 1, 2, 3. And he's out here shaking, dancing around like he's having conniption fits. And he was funny as hell to watch, but he was really, really not a good wrestler. He just was over that much that, people just thought, this guy can't be beat or whatever. And I was just like, It was crazy. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I seen Baron von Raschke. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, Baron von Raschke.
He wrestled in Kansas City quite a bit.
Yeah. He was the worst German accent ever because he was from Canada. Yeah. This is Richt. Right. R-I-G-H-T. So he's like, "This is Richt. Me and my genius manager. Yeah, I mean, what the hell? Come on, me and my genius manager. Manager. We're gonna find out how to take care of you, and that is all the people need to know."
We had a announcer here. His name was Bill Kirsten. He used to come on and say, "Hello, wrestling fans." And he was so popular, he was elected the mayor of Liberty for many years, Liberty, Missouri.
That's wild. I tell you, there was some good announcers. Best one I ever knew was down in Florida. What was his name? Golly. What was his name? Kind of older guy, had his hair kind of slicked back. Gordon Soley.
Oh yeah.
Gordon's. Oh, I love Gordon Soley. I love watching him. And the one. I'm sorry if I offend anybody, especially WWE fans or whatever. I could not stand listening to this guy. It was this guy from Oklahoma. What was his name? He ended up having a stroke. And Jim Ross.
Well,
I couldn't stand to listen to him.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't like him either.
He has Bell's palsy, which makes if it gets triggered, it causes one side of his face to go numb.
I didn't like him. Never did like him. It was just something about him. I don't know. He just, to me, he would just get too excitable or whatever. I didn't like
me. AEW is trying to phase him out.
Yeah.
You're familiar with him?
I actually like Jerry the King Lawler when he announced. He was funny.
Late 90s, early 2000s, Jerry Lawler is cringe. Yeah. Now, they go back and look at it and all this stuff. Oh, puppies!
Oh, stuff he said. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was cringe now.
Oh, yeah. But he was funny as hell to watch. I was like Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby the Brain Heenan, he was gold on the mic because let me tell you, they had this guy. They called him the model, Rick Martel.
Yeah, Rick Martel.
And he was getting ready to wrestle. It was a few weeks before the WrestleMania.
Yep.
And he was going to wrestle Jakey Snake Roberts in a put a bag over your head match or whatever, a blindfold match.
Except there's one part about that match though we don't want to talk about.
But before it happened, he's gonna get prepared for it tonight. So he's gonna wear a blindfold and he's gonna take old Coco B. Wow. So Coco B. Wow puts a mask on and they tied it up around his neck. Then what's his name takes his off and they said, "Oh, wait a minute! And the Brain says, "Oh, I think it fell off." And it fell off all right because he threw it off his head.
Will you stop?
And then, because McMahon's talking to him, he said something, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me," or whatever. And then he said something about, and then he would make up funny stuff. He said, "Well, what if we just do this with the model? We'll just do it and put him on the honor system. We'll make sure he swears that he won't look, but we don't want to cover up his beautiful face and stuff." I'm like, yeah, oh my Lord, he's so funny. And then he starts beating him up, and McMahon says, "Oh, come on," and what's his name said, "Yeah, come on, couple more." Couple more. He keeps beating the crap out of him, and I'm like, yeah, Coco B. Wow. It's on YouTube. It's funny. If you
well, the sad part about that blindfold match is that there's one shot where you can tell that the blindfold was see-through for Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
And there's one shot of it that, of course, they probably cut out of the WWE Network thing now, but so yeah. Thank God that's never been done. Also, AEW may be looking to try to get Mauro Ranallo.
Who is that?
He was he did Pride Fighting Championship. He does Bellator. He did SmackDown for a while. He did NXT for a while. Yeah, he's done wrestling and MMA and boxing. Probably travels a little easier on him, and probably Tony Khan's not going to be in his ear every 5 seconds.
Right. And they've got some wrestlers. I mean, if you look at their ROH roster and the AEW roster, man, they've got a lot of good wrestlers. There's some of them I just wonder about. What is this one dude that's supposed to put everybody under a spell?
Oh, Danhausen.
Yeah, now come on, he's got to give up that deal. They got to do.
The funny talking part, okay,
Yeah.
But I'll give you another funny story.
He looks at somebody and goes, and I'm like, what in the world does he think he's doing?
So Chris Van Vliet, the famous entertainment reporter, he talks to like most of the wrestlers.
I know who you're talking about.
he interviewed Peter Amelon, the librarian guy. And he's the guy who originally came up with the ass boy. Because they call Billy Gunn's kids, or not officially what the crowd calls them, the ass boys.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm wrestling Billy Gunn, so that must mean you're the ass boy. Because only one of his kids was hired at the time. And then finally the other one came on, and then finally somebody said, that gimmick that T-shirt would make so much money. I guarantee it. You put all three of them on one shirt, gold mine.
Oh man, I like. Let's see, who else do I like right now? I still like that Cardona guy, Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
but
trust me, he'll be a house of fire when he comes back because
that
NWA championship is
gonna be coming back.
What's the deal with Aldis that he got
banned? Aldis got taken off of the show next week, and they're gonna let let's see, Tyrus. He gave up his belt. Yeah, said something about it was something. He just decided it was good for business or something. It's something crooked about that. I don't know exactly. Yeah. What's happening is Billy Corgan, if you watch the last thing, when what's his name was hurt, he comes up and gives the belt back, but he comes up and Mike, and he says, I'll do it on these conditions. And then, okay. And he shakes all of his hands. So it's like Corgan's working for them. So he's trying to be he's trying to be like Vince was when Vince was dirty or whatever, and get booed or whatever. But yeah. So I guess what you're thinking is going to happen next Sunday is when it's 31st Sunday.
Yeah.
No, August. It's August something. August something. Okay. End of the August. It's in St. Louis. It's at the
where the Blues play. No, it's probably a smaller event.
It's some kind of little civic art auditorium. It ain't the biggest place in the world.
No,
it's next to the Keel or something. I think it's what they call it.
Probably the civic auditorium.
Something civic auditorium. And I don't think it seats that many people no more.
No.
And I guarantee you, what Tyrus ended up winning that belt, and somebody will probably end up coming out there, jumping into it before it's over with. I don't know, but yeah. But I'm liking the NWA pretty good. I like watching this. The Magic Man, the guy who comes up there with a cigarette in his mouth. I can't think of his name. He's a weird.
I'm surprised that they let that go on TV now.
Yeah, it's not lit. He just comes up there with a cigarette in his mouth, but it's not on TV because it's just on the internet. With
but still, you're talking about wanting to have sponsors,
right?
And you're going to have somebody on there smoking a cigarette when
Yeah, I know what you're saying. What's his name? He calls himself a magician or something. He's funny as everything to watch. And then they've got old Kerry Morton. He's going to try. He's Ricky Morton's son. He might be the worst wrestler they've got right now. He's really bad. And then Carino's kid, he's out there. So it's wild. It really is. It's
guys. I'm going to go ahead and jump off here.
You know what? I think maybe I might too.
Almost 10 o'clock. I'm going to head off.
Yeah.
Almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah. For Dwayne, for Travis, for Brian, my name's Rob. I want to thank all of you for coming on here with us tonight. And Michael Peterson, we're so glad that you joined us for a little bit, man. I tell you what, the update was awesome. And Mr. Randy Pendle, if you're watching this, get back in touch with me. Let me know how you're doing as well. And Harris, you didn't make it again tonight, my friend. So if you're watching this, email me, text me, and let me know how you're doing, because I know it's been a rough few days for you as well. You all have a great night. God bless. Thanks for joining the channel. If you do, thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe to the channel. Check out Atma Brian's channel. Check out Dwayne March's channel, and Travis is with us a lot too. Maybe Travis will have him on the channel.
About Anthony being on.
Oh yeah, Anthony. I want to thank Anthony. I want to
Don't forget about checking that out Friday.
Yes.
Game comes out Friday, maybe.
Glory Days college football. Check it out, and you can Google it. Definitely find out what's going on.
Sideline.
Have a great
.com, I think.
SidelineStrategy.com, and we'll be back on here some more this week. So you may see me and Dwayne, or me and Travis, me and Brian, or all of us again. Who knows? So until then, stay cool and be safe, everyone. Night.
Right.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Rob.